You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
Yeah, we are, and we're happy it's Friday. It's finally a Friday. Welcome into it, Gwynn and Chris. On 97.3 The Fan, Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, together in our audio Odyssey Palace Studios, Audio Odyssey. How are you guys? Excited for the big sports weekend ahead?
Indeed.
Should be a good one. I'm going to go out tonight to Viejas Arena, check out the scrimmage game, Aztecs and UCLA. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I guess by the weekend we should probably have our World Series matchup. I guess the Brewers are going to show up tonight. They might as well. But it's not looking too good. You know, I was comparing the Brewers' 3-game performance so far against the Dodgers to the 3-game performance of the Padres hitters against the Cubs, and how angry we all were at the Padres for not hitting and just, not coming through. The Brewers have made the Padres look like the 27 Yankees practically in this series. I mean, they got 1 home run. They're batting 101 as a team. And so it just shows. I mean, the Brewers had the best record in baseball, the best team in baseball. They took 6 of 6 from the Dodgers during the regular season. Kind of proof to me, Tony, that unfortunately it happened to the Padres, but it also shows that it can happen to anyone. It does
happen to anyone. And right now, the teams that are winning have been able to avoid it. They've had their best players play the best, and the results have kind of spoken for themselves. But on the flip side, the teams that struggle, I mean, this is kind of
it's how the playoffs work.
It's how it worked.
The Phillies were eliminated precisely because Trey Turner and Schwarber and Harper, other than 1 game, were ineffective.
And now they begin their autopsy.
Now they're going to get rid of Castellanos. Yes. They're going to move this guy and that guy.
They're asking the question, can Bryce Harper get back to elite?
Yeah.
And those are little things you throw out there to kind of motivate possibly.
Yeah, everybody's doing the same thing. We're going to get on to the latest with the Padres in a moment because The Athletic has come out with another in-depth article today. And let me just say this before we even get into the article. Ken Rosenthal's byline is attached to the article. So I'm not saying none of it's true. I'm just saying
Dennis Lin's name is also connected as well.
Dennis Lin is giving me a little legitimacy to this, but Ken Rosenthal's in on this as well. We'll talk about it in a minute. But I just to kind of finish up the baseball, Toronto and Seattle will play this afternoon. Game 5. That's now even, right? And
no home team has won a game yet.
And it hasn't been close in any game.
No.
The Mariners are now the ones making the adjustments today. They've changed their lineup. They're putting Julio Rodriguez in the leadoff spot today and dropping Arozarena down. I think it is pretty important for Seattle to get at least 1 before they go back to Toronto, but that series is even. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., by the way, he's becoming like an all-time postseason guy right now.
He has to be having one of the best postseason runs ever.
He's Freddie Freeman of last year, right now. So they might have to start pitching around him because he's just –
It might be a good idea. I'm just saying.
He's too good now.
He has an OPS of 1470.
That works. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. They don't start till about 3:00 in Seattle for Game 5 there. And then I do want to get into, as the show goes along, maybe a little later, but as an old man myself, sitting back in the rocking chair last night and watching 2 old men dissect NFL defenses. I was even rooting for Rodgers.
The icy hot
hot bull. I was even rooting for Rodgers after a while because I'm like, this is really a showdown.
Yeah.
They combined, Tony, to throw for 6 hundo and 7 touchdowns. Rodgers had a couple of picks. One was kind of dropped a little bit into the hand of the receiver. Flacco had nothing. Flacco was just absolutely almost perfect And
Flacco
really
magic
remarkable
about
when
to
he's
start coming again.
He's been practicing with the team for 13 days.
Yeah.
So it was a fun game last night. Obviously not if you're a Steeler fan. I know Michael Valenzuela is probably angry that I brought this up, but it was a great game for those who just were watching a good football game.
I guess it proved Mike Tomlin's point of why it was so stupid.
He was angry that the Browns traded Flacco in the division, and he knew, he was aware of something. So we'll get into that game and the upcoming weekend and college football and also the NFL. And I also have one more thing that I want to get to, guys, but we'll do the Padre thing first. I want you guys to think of this. I wonder, have either of you, like I do from time to time, wonder why this show has been lucky enough to be successful? And I've never really had it. I've never been able to put it into context before. Like, I feel like we've had a really good run here, 7-8 years, and the ratings have been really good, and we appreciate you listeners out there. But somebody distilled it to me today, and I'm going to explain to you guys why this show has been successful. But we'll do that in the next segment.
Okay.
I want everybody to think about this for a second. What is he talking about? I will have an answer for you.
Oh, Jocelyn has an answer.
Oh, Jocelyn's got it?
Yeah, it's because of Skraby. That's legitimately what she wrote.
Darn it, she ruined it for me. We'll get to that in a second. Anyway, the Athletic article today. Basically, a couple of things I think that jumped out at me. If you haven't seen it yet. One, AJ Preller, is his future uncertain? I don't know that that's fair to say, but the article brings up the obvious fact that is out there, and that is that AJ Preller has not been extended. His contract has not yet been extended. This coming year would be
his last,
a lame duck year, as they say in sports, if he were not extended. And so the article goes into, why might he not have been extended? What's going on behind the scenes?
Real quick, sources, according to the article, indicate that another contract extension for Preller is possible, but not guaranteed.
Right. Okay. So that's where that article says, but it doesn't really shed any light on this at all.
No.
The other part of the article involves the CEO of the Padres, Eric Grupner, who, by all accounts, I don't think there's any other way to couch it. This stadium sells out 70 games out of 81 games this year, or 69, I think it was. By all accounts, if you're a CEO and your team is doing that, you are being quite successful. And the article points out that Grupner, in the transition of Peter Seidler to where they are now with John Seidler, in between there was Eric Kutsenda.
Yeah.
While Kutsenda was there,
right.
Kutsenda extended Grupner's contract. So his contract is, cool. He's in a very good, comfortable position, whereas Preller isn't in such a good, comfortable position. To me, that is basically all the article is. Now, you want to read into a lot of innuendos about it, and whether you feel the article is trying to indicate that Grupner has power or Preller doesn't have power, or who has power, or what's going to happen moving forward. I don't really think the article answers any of that stuff, Tony.
No.
And I just think it's a matter of, there's your information. Go with it, because that's all I really got. Nothing else jumped out at me.
I think that the article overall is about where AJ Preller is in terms of an agreement,
right?
No agreement, and it goes into why he may or may not be getting an extension, or that conversation hasn't happened. It does mention Eric Grupner in there as well, as someone that, according to the article, is yielding more power, is how their plan is. So you got to, all of this is presented as there are a ton of questions really swirling the Padres in terms of managerial questions, in terms of president of baseball operations questions and roster questions. And so when you have this kind of
it's a little unsettled at the moment.
When you have this area that's unsettled, you're going to get this type of conversation popping up.
And then, as there is in almost every article that comes out these days, or every podcast, or every tweet, there has to be some clickbait in there. So here is your clickbait. And if you want to buy into it, go ahead. If you don't. But here's your clickbait. Shildt was announced as the team's new manager on November 21st. That's 2023. And while Preller respected Shildt for his baseball acumen and work ethic, club sources said, I'll underline that again, club sources said the GM's personal preference at that time was to select then bench coach and offensive coordinator Ryan Flaherty as manager. So there's your clickbait.
Yeah. And listen,
did Preller really want Flaherty? Was Shildt selected by people over his head? Has there been a bit of a power struggle with that? That's your clickbait.
This is where they leave it for you to connect the dots.
And that's not fair, really. You shouldn't, to me, and I like Dennis Lin and I don't like Ken Rosenthal, but I understand why this article is being written in a sense, but I don't think it's fair to throw a sentence like that out there without being able to give us any more insight into it.
Well, this isn't the first time we heard Ryan Flaherty's name. This was mentioned in the article in the Union Tribune the other day as well. So there clearly is an idea that, I mean, listen, Ryan was here on this Padres staff.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm sure that there's some familiarity, and I'm sure that AJ is a big fan of Ryan Flaherty. Now, whether he is going to be contacted, has been contacted, or will not be.
Whether he was really wanted in 2023.
Right.
See, to me, the clickbait here is, hey, Preller wanted this guy, but he was overruled, and I think they're trying to get us to stretch here. But I'll say it out loud. Preller wanted Flaherty. He was overruled by Grupner/Seidler to pick Shildt.
Right.
And so with that, there must be some butting of the heads going on. And maybe that. And now one more thing that needs to be said out loud that they're trying to get me to stretch to here. Because of that, Preller hasn't been extended yet because there's a riff in the organization. That is what the article, I believe, hopes I get out of it.
They want you to make those two leaps.
That's what they want me to get out of it.
It's like the long jump.
Yes, that's not what I'm getting out of it. What I'm getting out of it is Preller needs a contract. Grupner has a contract. Let's see where we go. But they're bringing all this stuff to light. So conspiracy theorists, and we'll hear from our top conspiracy theorist after the break on this stuff, Mr. Skraby. But conspiracy theorists are going to say, see, we told you all along. Preller hasn't been calling the shots.
Oh, no.
That's the conspiracy.
No, I know.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying that people out there are saying that AJ is calling the shots.
Well, this article is trying to say that maybe he wasn't.
Oh, so
right?
AJ didn't fire Mike Shildt?
Maybe
like everybody said he did?
Maybe somebody above him. This is what the article wants us to be, salaciously wants us to be talking about today.
No, you're right about that. I mean, we are talking about it because there's a lot in there.
Yeah. Go to the Athletic website or wherever it is online, or you find it tweeted out somewhere if you want to read the whole thing. I will tell you, you're going to be bored to death about halfway through it. Because it's really long and it's really involved.
I don't know why you have to say stuff like that.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't because I didn't personally make it through every word. It was so long. But those are the bullet points for you.
I read everything.
Okay. So, well, we will talk a little bit more about that. Also, when we come back, why the Gwynn and Chris show has been lucky enough to be successful, distilled into one sentence. It's all coming up as Gwynn and Chris gets underway for a Friday heading into a sports weekend on San Diego's numero uno, 97.3 The Fan.
these things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Game 5 here today. Mariners in action. No. Is it? Oh, is it?
Yes, Mariners are first today.
Yeah, that one's up at 3 o'clock, a little after 3 o'clock. Yes.
I believe Miller on the mound for the Mariners.
Yep.
Who's going for
Gosman?
Mr. Gosman.
Yeah, Toronto starting pitcher on paper has the edge. I mean, that series has just come down to hitting, just flat out mashing the ball. 2 games Seattle did it, and 2 games Toronto did it.
It has been a mash fest.
I think they put up there somewhere that like that. The American League Series has had 47 or something runs scored. The NL 13 so far. There's been nothing in the National League.
It's been some good starting pitching. I mean, it may not be on both sides in that series, but there's been at least one good starter in each of the games played. So, Chris, you were teasing before we left.
I'm excited about this.
You
guys know me well enough to know that this is probably going to end up with a bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing.
Yeah, no, because I'm
really weirded out by this whole thing.
I'm kind of with Skraby on this. I'm interested to hear.
All right. Well, I was having a conversation with Lori today, and one of her coworkers, Tracy, came in. And so they put me on the speaker because Tracy wanted to tell me that her husband, Rick, is a big fan of the show, and he was listening yesterday, and he was a little bit perplexed as to why we went off the air so soon. And Tracy explained to him that when they have Thursday night football, they have to go off. And then he told her that, well, that's good because now I can listen to the football, go home and watch the football. Anyway, it was a story. But she, so Tracy went on and said, he loves your show. And I said, well, thank you. And I said, we've been really lucky. It's a really good combination. And then she said, but he doesn't really understand who that Skraby guy is. He gets the Gwynn and Chris part of the show. And I said, and she said, well, he's the producer and he's a big part of the show. So Tracy was on it. She's like, he's a big part of the show. And the 3 of them all work together and it works really well. And then she said something that has resonated with me. And here we go. Do you remember the very popular morning show on another station, the DSC?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody who grew up in San Diego remembers Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw, I think. They, along with Jeff and Jer on another channel, ruled the airwaves there for a decade plus. Dave Rickards was a very, very, I think, outstanding talk show host who led the DSC program. Apparently, he once told Tracy that the reason that the show worked, the DSC, because she worked at that station at the time, he said, because we have the 3 things that any good radio show requires. He said, we have a dick, a dork, and a deer.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, deer is DEAR, not standing for the animal, but standing for somebody who's pleasant and likable.
Right.
I know who the first D is.
And I looked at this show, our show, and I said, we have all 3. We do. I am clearly the dick. There's no argument.
Thank you.
No doubt about it.
Thank you.
Everybody, likes to hate what I say.
Thank you.
Tony is clearly the deer. Everyone loves Tony.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong.
I agree.
He never says anything that, everybody, no matter what he says, they go, oh, yeah, Tony, we love you, Tony. But then there's the most important one of all.
The dork.
The dork. And you are the perfect foil for this show. And I had to share. I just had to share with you guys.
I'm not offended whatsoever.
No, that was pretty good.
No, I'm not
I can see
either.
it.
Well, look, Dave Rickards, when he first came up with the saying, he himself was the dick. He knew. The deer was the Shelley.
Yeah.
And the dork was a little more Chainsaw or whoever he brought in. But every great show needs those 3 items, according to a guy that I respect a lot, and Dave Rickards. And when she said that today, I looked at it and I said, man, we are lucky because we've got them. Yeah. That's what we got.
I never crossed my mind to look at it that way.
No,
but
me neither.
It makes some sense.
Makes a little sense. So now that's said, let's hear what the dork has to say about the Athletic article today.
Well, first, I just got a text immediately saying that Ello's spot on with him being the first D.
Yeah, no, fine.
He recognizes that.
Fine.
He recognizes.
I'm fine with being a dork. I think being a dork is more fun than not being a dork, for sure.
Okay.
But the conspiracy theory is, we've been hearing all week that AJ Preller fired, or not AJ Preller himself, but the team fired Mike Schilt. So the conspiracy theory is now that there is a big power play being jockeyed at the top, and AJ might be the odd man out because he's the one without a contract. And so then in turn, they're going to have, because in the article also it said that Eric Grupner has some team stake. Is that the right way of saying it?
Well, yes, I think that's something that was pointed out in the article, that Grupner does have a minor ownership stake here.
Yeah. So then because he has the minorship owner and he's a stake he has a stake, and then he's the CEO, he's going to do it his way from here on out. And that's the conspiracy theory. He's going to push AJ out, and then he's going to bring in his own GM, his own manager. Now, again, I don't know if that's true, and that's not my opinion, but that's what I'm reading.
Right, that's a conspiracy. There's no facts to base that statement on, but that is kind of what they, I think, want you to be led to believe in reading this article.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to support that claim.
Correct.
Nor is there any comments from Grupner in the article, because he did not comment for the article. And I don't think it's even really fair to bring him into this whole thing. I don't care. I don't think the fans care. I think we want a good winning team. And I said it earlier, and you said it earlier, Tony. Both of us are on record as saying they're going to do what they do with AJ Preller. But if they don't bring him back, I think it's going to be a mistake.
Facts.
And that's it. And I think that they think the same thing. How could they not? AJ Preller has done more with less than any other GM potentially in baseball. And I know the Preller haters out there just kick the radio, but I can't help it. It's kind of true, Tony.
I mean,
he's got less to work with, and yet he's put this team. We had Juan Soto on this team. We've had star players. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about it.
Listen, I think the interesting thing is the Padres are probably the organization that is a fly in the ointment of the non-spending,
absolutely
small market teams.
Yes.
Because they are finding a way to do it. While yes, they went for it, right? They were like number 2? Were they ever number 1?
I think they were 2 or 3 last year when they
got as high as 2. And then they started to kind of bring it down. They cut it $90 million before the start of this season. And I think AJ is a big reason why they've been able to do it, despite not being, at the tippy top for longer than that 1 year.
Matt says on the chat, I will say the Schultz hire never made sense for AJ, so Eric Kutsenda pulling rank on that hire wouldn't be that surprising. We're not even saying, we don't know who would pull rank or anything.
Well,
I mean,
it was said when it went down that Brian Flaherty was he was the one who finished second in the last kind of go round.
Yeah, the managerial interviews and stuff. Yeah, no, he was definitely one of the favorites.
So it's not a stretch.
I am reading this a lot, and this is the consistent message I'm seeing from all of the people that are commenting on this. If the Padres let go of AJ Preller, it's going to make a lot of fans upset because he has made this team relevant, and they don't. Well, I'm speaking for myself now. I don't want to see him go to another place, make that team relevant while the Padres slide into irrelevancy.
Here's
again.
the funny thing, and we were talking about this before we came on air. The team that the article points out that AJ could go is the Rockies. And
that's the only place that has an opening right now.
Right.
If AJ were separated from this job,
right.
The only place he could currently go work in this position is the Rockies.
Which would have to take place in a similar way that Bob Melvin was given permission to do that.
Yeah.
With 1 year left on his deal, right? It'd have to go down the very same way. But then you start to kind of like walk through that and what it would look like. That would mean, Dick Munford would have to like open up his pocketbook and like reset the infrastructure, which is what the Padres did.
And Dick Munford would have to recognize somebody who's good at their job and actually want to bring them into his organization rather than getting rid of good people like he normally does.
So, we often hear when we get into these articles, there's not a lot of these jobs out there. There's only one available outside of this. So, I don't know that there's much option for AJ outside of an extension right now.
I also want to remind everybody that the notion that this organization has become successful because of AJ Preller That is true, but it's also on the field. And again, Grubner, you cannot state in any other way that this hasn't been an incredibly successful organization right now off the field. They're getting more sellouts than any other team in baseball, except for the Dodgers.
Yep.
And the Dodgers have a few more folks to draw from. So, they've both really done a good job.
I know
and hopefully they can continue to do a good job
just
together.
From that standpoint, you're thinking about the fan experience.
Right.
Like when you
but
walk
the fan
into Petco
experience
Park,
is part of the success.
Right.
I think.
I know we're over time, but what is the CEO's job for not just the Padres, but for all teams? Is it to make the team money? Is it to make the team money and help put a good product on the field? Or is the good product on the field usually left to like the GM or baseball ops or that sort of guy?
To answer your question, I think it is to help the organization maximize their value.
Provide support to make the organization better.
I don't know what supply
I think
support
what Tony
means.
said.
I'm just saying that in terms of what the CEO's job is, I believe it is to help the organization make as much money as possible.
Thrive.
Okay, thank you.
I believe between the two guys, Preller, Grubner, it's been really successful. The Padres would be silly to not do everything they can to keep that going.
Yeah.
That's at least what I see. Anyway, if you want to read more into it, athletic article, it's out there for you to enjoy. I think it's up to the deer to take us to break.
Yes.
My dear Tony Gwynn Jr.
Let's get to break. Kirk Kitty joins us next. We talk a little Aztec football as they go into their bye week. More Gwynn and Chris.
Gwynn Chris Show. Join us via the 97.3 The Fan hotline. That is the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. If you're facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys. Helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. To that end, Kirk Kenny will be on that hotline shortly.
That was good.
Talking about the Aztecs. And
thank you for letting that play a little bit
You're
longer.
welcome. I saw Tony doing this, Chris. Whenever Tony starts getting into the music, I could see I have to let it go for a little bit.
Let him have a little.
I like the reggae beds a lot.
I appreciate that big time, man.
Let him have a little dance. The Aztecs, we mentioned the basketball tonight. Got UCLA coming to Viejas. The football team is off this weekend, but Kirk's going to join us. The other news of the day that I think has to be out there for Aztec faithful is the fact that it was released today that they have received, Tony Gwynn Jr., a $5 million NIL boost grant.
Yeah.
The $5 million is going to be paid out over 5 years by a quite famous Aztec alum. I believe he's the we can say who it is, right?
Yeah.
The gentleman who runs the sunglass company, Blender. Yeah. Those are the ones that Dion originally made famous, right?
Yes, he was I think he was one of the first.
As soon as Dion started wearing them, the business really took off. So that is, to me, a pretty big deal for San Diego State. It's a big chunk.
That is a big chunk.
Chase Fisher is the gentleman's name.
Chase Fisher. He went to San Diego State.
5 years.
Straight up. $5 million over 5 years.
He is committed to putting that in. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it takes one to jump out there.
Yes, I hope another Aztec alum somewhere out there says, hey, that was a good idea. I mean, because we need the money to compete at the college Division I level. I wish it wasn't down to just that, but it's down to just that. Kirk Kenny from the San Diego Union Tribune. Our guest probably just finished up a nice lunch at Chick-fil-A. Hi, Kirk.
You are correct, sir.
I am correct, sir.
We had no doubt.
Yes, we have no doubt. You're up to day number what, Kirk?
1501.
Oh, my goodness. 1,501 consecutive days eating at Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Not counting Sundays. Not counting Sundays.
What do you do on Sundays?
That's a good question.
You got to eat.
KFC.
No, you don't go to one of their. You do not. You go to a competitor.
Got to get chicken somewhere.
Okay, well, he goes to a competitor.
I was not expecting him to say KFC.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
What did Wade Boggs do?
Yeah,
well, hey, it worked for Wade. That
chicken
is
and
for
beer.
Sure. All right, Kirk Kenny, we talked to you last week before the Aztecs went to Nevada, and we talked about, can they do it and prove it on the road? They answered that with a rather emphatic yes. And as you pointed out in your articles this week, the thing that made it so impressive was they scored on special teams. They scored on defense again. And again, it was Chris Johnson. And then they scored with the passing game, and then they scored with the running game. So, and then the kicker extended his streak. I mean, it was really everything working last week, and that was really fun to see.
Yeah, they kind of covered every base, didn't they? Is there any other way to score? I mean, I guess, defense scored. I guess you could have got a safety.
They didn't have a safety, yeah. But,
yeah.
No, I mean,
to see everything firing like that was, that's what they've been working toward.
I mean, as you kind of wrote today, or yesterday, I should say, there seems to be just kind of an even killness about Coach Lewis. He recognizes he seems to be excited about the progress, but still is seemingly leery, or at least still wanting to impress on the young men out there that there's still a whole bunch of work to be done.
Yeah, I think very much so. Well, he talks about being that paranoid ball coach and things, and sleepless nights, sleeping in his office, and just because you're 5-1 right now, the job's not done. And so I think he's continuously imparted that on the players and kept them mindful of that. And so the second half's it makes the second half pretty interesting though. you know, they were picked for 8th place before the season in the Mountain West, and right now they're tied with UNLV and Boise State, who play this weekend. So it'll be down to 2 undefeated teams in the conference after Saturday, but they've made it very interesting.
Kirk, did anybody see this coming? Like, was anybody quietly behind the scenes saying, you know, wait till they get this thing together? Because I get the feeling nobody saw this coming.
Well, I think internally they definitely did. I talked to Sean Lewis over the summer, and he said he thought they were definitely a bowl team. But, you know, then you have to go out and prove it, because you can say that. And also, if it's the coach or the players, well, yeah, what else? They're going to say, nah, I think we were going to scuffle for a win this year. But you're right, from the outside. I wrote a couple weeks ago about a buddy that I saw at a wedding a couple months ago, and he goes, I don't see him winning more than 2 games.
Yeah.
Well, then during the Colorado State game, he texted me in the 3rd quarter and goes, okay, I'm officially eating crow.
Yeah. Yeah, we've doubled that output already.
Right. And so now it's kind of, I think they'll probably be favored in at least 4 and maybe 5 of the 6 games. So, you know, it's funny how the bandwagon gets really crowded all of a sudden after a couple wins.
Yeah, there's probably still room, but knowing our fan base.
Kirk Kitty joins us, Union Tribune, and Kirk, you kind of graded out each kind of portion of the team. The defense, we often are talking about the DBs that are all having a terrific year. Chris Johnson up in that on that list. Obviously, Trey White was a returner from last year, but the coaches seem to indicate that the interior linemen have been kind of the unsung heroes of this defense, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly what Sean Lewis and a couple of other coaches are.
I think first you can have that belief when you put the kind of work in that you do, that your body's going to heal right, and just trusting it. You talked about being an extension.
They weren't doing as much, whereas this year, those other guys, and maybe perhaps because of teams trying to focus on Trey White, those other guys are stepping up and they're making plays. One thing Sean Lewis was mentioning, that by those guys making plays up front, it allows the 2nd and 3rd waves to do more on their own, and it all is just really working together well.
Kirk Kenny is with us. The Aztecs with the week off here. As you mentioned, UNLV playing Boise State, rather. So that's those are the other 2 undefeated teams in the conference. They're going head-to-head this week. Aztecs will play Boise State later on at home. They do not play UNLV, the Aztecs. Congrats to Jordan Napier, Kirk, getting on the Fred Biletnikoff watch list. First Aztec wide receiver in over a decade to be recognized for his play, and deservedly so, if you ask me. I mean, this guy's a home run hitter who also runs some pretty good routes underneath. I mean, he doesn't just run the go pattern. I mean, I see him doing a lot of work, dirty work in the middle of the field too.
Yeah, he's been very much their go-to guy. I think he's got one of the probably top 10 receiving totals over about the last 4 or 5 weeks. And then also he's the one that had the punt return for a touchdown last week of 75 yards. So he's definitely one of their best skill guys, and he's a guy they want on the field as much as possible.
Kirk, why is it that San Diego State seems to find these terrific kickers and punters? I mean, we are right back here again, and 2 of the best in the nation, Gabe Palencia and Hunter Placentia and Hunter Green, both are having starring roles as well, being able to kind of change the field for the Aztecs and get points on the board.
I think it starts to build on itself. We're probably going on close to a decade now where both the punting and the field goal kicking has been outstanding. And I think that starts attracting more and more, perpetuating itself. And I think they've also gotten pretty good coaching, whether it's on the staff or with some other mentors that are here in Southern California. And I think there's just a certain pride that's taken in that area that maybe isn't as prevalent in some other schools. But these guys definitely take very, very good amounts of pride in this. And I think it starts to build on itself.
What about the quarterback position, Kirk? I'm trying to ask you a question while Skraby. Yeah, I know. Skraby's doing some sort of, I don't know what he's.
Is he finishing a school paper?
I'm plugging in my computer. It's not that big of a deal.
Plugging in your computer. Well, it's causing me havoc over here. What have they done with Jaden Denegal, and who is this, who is this marksman that they have replaced the original Jaden Denegal with the last 2 weeks? I mean, all of a sudden, Kirk, this guy looks like, one of the best passers we've had since the Ryan Lindley days.
All of this that we're seeing from him is things that he showed in spring and fall camp that was there. And for whatever reason, it didn't come out early. I think it's just the faster pace of a game and getting those reps. Because after the Washington State game, I really questioned. He made, I think, some questionable decisions on the field. And I just really wondered, is he going to be a guy that really shows something in practice but not in the games? But the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's really taken another step. And I think he's just gotten more comfortable. The offensive line's done well in front of him, so he's had a chance to get more comfortable and produce, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
How about this? We just talked about the NIL donation, $5 million over 5 years.
Yeah.
Just off the surface, I mean, this sounds like a really, really welcome, thing for San Diego State, the whole athletic department. Let's talk a little bit about what that kind of means, and are the Essex saying anything yet, or I just kind of came out today?
Yeah, they had a release on it, and he's been very involved the last 2 or 3 years with getting the sunglasses to the players and having them kind of put the brand out there. But what he announced today was just a tremendous, I don't think I've seen anything like that, especially in the NIL era for San Diego State in particular. Now, if they can get about 4 or 5 or 6 more guys like that, they'll have something. That's one thing.
If we only knew some rich alumni, Kirk, like the guy sitting over here across from me,
Yeah, about the only NIL I could give them is advice.
Advice, and they don't want that, I'm sure.
And how cheap is that? Yeah. But we'll see what happens, because obviously it's a big donation, but the money keeps multiplying. I mean, I think Mark Ziegler wrote today that a couple of years ago, their NIL was generating like $350,000. Well, now it's going to generate $4 million for basketball, I believe. And whereas some of these other schools are already at like 10 or 15 or 20. So
yeah, they said that they said they keep moving the goalposts back. You get more money, and then every other school gets more money.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it's okay. You may spend it well, and you just can't miss when you bring a guy in. And that's one of the problems. A lot of these guys get the NIL money up front, but they might not produce. Maybe they hit, and the Aztecs have done very well with it, I think, with basketball.
How important is it to get, or how much will this be of help, obviously, especially as you get ready to move into the Pac-12 next year?
Oh, I think it'll be real big. And I think some of them stepped up last year, late in the year, to keep Magoon with the basketball team and maybe bring in a couple of the other guys they got. But it's just going to – I think the biggest thing is going to depend on how much the money keeps growing. And will it get controlled now by the NCAA a little bit more, since the House settlement came? And I think they'll be able to control costs a little bit. But we'll just have to see how much things continue to grow. At some point, I don't know how you can really keep up if you're only making 20% of what some of these other schools are doing.
Well, the Aztec football team right now is living and right. The basketball team starts tonight. Things are thumbs up on the Mesa at the moment. Kirk, enjoy the rest of your week off. We'll talk to you down the road here. Appreciate your time.
Hey, I just wanted to say one other thing.
Yeah.
My wife's 40th reunion is this weekend at Poway High, and I was wondering, Tony's probably around 25, aren't you? You're welcome to come celebrate as well if you want.
40-year reunion.
Thank you.
Congrats to Leanne.
Now, I will say that they did take Helix's school colors, and that's kind of been a bone of contention for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if we took them. They're green and white. We're green and gray.
Wait, who's green and white and who's green?
They're green and white. Helix is green and white.
Oh, Helix.
Yeah. When I was at Helix, there was some gray in there too. So
Stop it, Kirk. This is all about Poway on this show.
Don't forget it.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Take care, Kirk.
Kirk Kenny, the pride of Helix High.
We'll end on that bright note.
You got it. You and Bill Walton. All right. Kirk Kenny there. Aztecs office said next week at Fresno State. Following week, November 1st, back home for Wyoming as the season marches on. I didn't ask him what the odds of us going 12-1 and reaching the playoff were. Maybe we win a couple more games. I'll start to think maybe that could be a reality. But it is in the back of my mind, as I think it should be, the way they've played the last 3 weeks anyway.
The Aztecs?
Yeah.
No,
Why not?
I think that's fair. It's definitely fair. But I think the second part of the schedule is where
A little tougher.
we find out
And you find out.
what's what.
Yeah, you got to win. Win in November is the call for college football teams. It's a good weekend. Cal plays North Carolina tonight at Cal. Belichick and company. Got some good games though.
Which, by the way, did you guys see the latest in the Belichick drama? Which I don't know why people care about his girlfriend so
I
much.
don't know what did Pablo Torre say.
That's exactly who it is.
It is
really?
Yeah, they released a video of her like behind the scenes. They didn't know they were still recording, and she was just being like demanding and ordering people around. I'm not sure why people are so interested in taking down Bill because of his girlfriend, but seems like people are.
Well, she doesn't do herself any favors with some of these.
I haven't seen any of it. So
Some
I
of
mean,
these,
if she's
outbursts. She
is
does
there,
seem a little.
is there
demanding.
sound? Or is it just
No, there's sound.
Okay.
Yeah. But I wasn't even going to bring it to the show.
Kirk was on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. Again, if you're facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys. They help clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Thank you, Kirk. And we'll get a little daily gambit rolling here in hour number 2.
There's
Tony, you
much
care
more.
to...
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony
I see the
normally-
corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh,
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
hope he didn't, yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower or
Well, I hope he
something?
didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be, you never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there, as have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over under, Tony just forgot that he was doing the show.
That's not nice. So maybe that's what they're thinking.
You know what just hit me, Chris?
No.
What if Tony went out to get like ice or something and he forgot his room key?
That is something
Very
that
well
he
possible.
is more than capable of doing.
Because he would never be gone this late, this long, with knowing that he was on the show.
No kidding, man. We took a commercial break like 5 minutes ago, and he has not returned.
I'm going to text him.
Like, ask him, are you out in the hall trying to get into your room
Say,
right now?
Everything okay?
Oh, no. This
Question mark.
is scaring me. No. Did you hear back from Tony yet?
No, I'm thinking
Something.
he locked himself out. He doesn't have his phone because it's in the room, so he's down at the front desk or something. I
don't know. I'm sure there's a story in here somewhere.
There's definitely got to be a
air.
story. Anyway. I was very concerned about Tony, and I took him off the screen because he's not back. I guarantee you he got locked out of his room.
I don't think you're wrong, because that makes sense. But how far away is the lobby? Of course, the New York hotel, it could be one of those ones where you got to wait a while to get up to the...
And he's just sitting in line. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it is.
Well, it's funny
to me.
if he comes back with a funny story.
Yeah, like
it's
I locked
not
myself
funny.
out.
It's not funny if he fell and hit his head somewhere
Well,
and we don't know where he is. That's not funny.
Of course, that's not funny.
He's obviously not with his phone because he hasn't gotten back to us.
Has Tony locked himself out before? Not during the show, but I'm sure he has at one point in his life.
Of all people, Tony would certainly seem to be one who would do it.
Oh, August also says, Clinton said, got to use the key card for the elevator too. So maybe he's just stuck.
Can't even get down? No, you don't need the key card to go down.
Okay.
You only need those to go up. You should be able to get down to the lobby to say, hey, I locked myself out. In New York City, but if we do, can you go to the Padre Hotel and knock on Tony's door? We don't know where he is still.
No.
Still hasn't come back.
And I turned on
It's
his.
been 20 minutes now.
I know. Now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
What
happened?
I don't know. I would call the front desk of the hotel, but I have no idea where they're staying.
I don't know where they're staying either. And when you sent him a text and said, is everything all right? We have not heard back from him. He is still not back in his room.
I bet you he is standing in line in the lobby as we speak.
Trying to get his key back.
Someone said text Jesse or Dave. And
it's really not a bad idea. Maybe at the next break, though.
Yes.
If we get to the next break, we got to text those guys so that they can go make sure he's okay. Because I don't know where he is. It's crazy.
Dave Marcus is probably the one to text.
We'll text Dave.
Because he's, Jesse could be doing anything, but Dave's always there ready to go.
You're trying to say Dave has a ho-hum life and he'd just be sitting around waiting for a text, whereas Jesse might be busy? Is that what you're...
Dave's been doing this job for like 30 years. I don't think the what is the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
All right. Well, there's certainly an explanation, but we don't have it yet.
Text Scan. I don't know Scan well enough to text him.
We're going to text Dave if this gets to the top of the hour, and we still don't have a Tony Gwynn Jr. sighting. All right, do we just go to traffic like it's normal behavior time? I mean, it just seems weird.
We got to move on with the show.
Show must go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the really, really weird and ugly next here after traffic. All right, it's with less enthusiasm than usual that we embark on the good, the bad, and the ugly for week 2, Skrabe.
I'm going to try not to worry too much.
I'm going to try not to worry also. I'm not necessarily the worrying type.
I'm not either.
But, I'm intrigued now at this point. Like it's with this long pass to Devontae Smith.
He's back!
Helped put him there.
Hold on, he's back, everybody!
Stop everything.
I literally, we went to commercial break, I laid on the bed, and then I just fell asleep.
He's back! I never even considered it! I never even considered it!
Tony,
much
care
more.
To,
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he does.
Junior, Chris Ello, Matthew Skraby on the 1s and 2s. Little daily gambit coming your way. Skraby's been on a nice little heater. Starting to get closer and closer to game times here. Rangers. Blue Jays, Mariners.
The Rangers wish.
Game 5. Going with the roof closed in this game today.
Well, do they have that's a good point because the roof was open. The Mariners are home, right? Obviously. Did they choose that? Like, can they just say, we're going to play it closed? Or is there any rule that governs whether it has to be open or closed?
I mean, they can decide whether they open or close it, but generally, if it's a good day outside, they're gonna open it.
I'm thinking they're closing it because they lost the first 2 games while it was open.
I'm guessing, based on how everybody's dressed, it probably is raining.
Let me go see the Seattle weather.
I think there's something afoot here, Mr. Conspiracy Theory.
It's a little chilly.
A little chilly.
59 degrees.
They're closing the roof because they're scared.
There's no rain in the forecast.
They don't want the Blue Jays hitting Titanic blasts out of the stadium as they've been doing throughout this series.
Now, does the air conditioning blow in so that the
they used to
balls
say
don't
that?
I don't know that they have air conditioning because it's not fully closed.
Oh, okay.
So, the left field area there's some air there's like an opening, so the air comes in there. So.
Here's the rules for retractable roof stadiums in Major League Baseball. The decision to open or close, as Tony just said, the roof before a game is made by the home club considering factors such as weather and fan comfort. The roof may be opened only once during the game, and the umpire crew chief will notify the visiting club before it's open. If the game begins with the roof open, it may only be closed in the event of impending rain or other adverse weather conditions.
Once it started.
Once the game starts. So you can't be like, here, we scored 9 runs. Now we're gonna close the roof, and
they would then have to let the other team get their at bats the way it was before they then opened it.
It didn't say anything in there about you can only close the roof after teams been crushed in the first 2 games with the roof open, though.
No. But a team may challenge a decision to close the roof if they feel a competitive imbalance is going to arise.
Yeah, I think we'll see.
We'll see. Wouldn't that be something? Game in protest due to roof condition.
Well,
Let's we ready for a daily game?
Yeah.
Let's get to the daily game.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. First bet we have is from last night. The Dodgers -1.5 against the Brew Crew. Chris went Dodgers, Tony and I went Brew Crew, and the Dodgers ended up winning 3-1, so we lose that one. Over under 8 total runs in the game. All of us went under, which was nice because it did go under. It was 4 runs.
I think it's a wrap for the Brew Crew.
You think it's over? I mean, do you think they win a game?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Think it's
gentlemen.
over?
Dodgers are not in a gentlemanly mood.
I was just telling the guys that when you look at their lineup for this series, there's only like 3 guys really producing out of their lineup. And as you said earlier, they haven't really scored many runs, but the Brewers have not done anything.
The pitching has been dominating the Brewers.
I kind of felt for Mizorowski yesterday. He was really, because he struck out 11 and they
Struck
didn't
out
give him-
9.
I
Don't
thought
let
he struck out
stats
11.
get in the way of a good story.
Good for him. I'm glad that he
He
struck out 9,
pitched well, but
his team
you can't give up anything
Yeah, you got
when
to
your team can't score.
0.
Padres found that out against the Cubs. That's the way it
Seattle
goes.
-1.5 against Toronto. Chris and I chose the Blue Jays. Tony chose the Mariners, and the Jays win 8-2. Max Scherzer, which we will talk about in the Big Five, because he refused to come out of the game. And John Schneider has a really funny way of recounting the tale. But we all said under 4.5 strikeouts. He had 5.
I got a text as soon as he got his 5th from a friend that must have been listening to the show because I had forgot about it. He said, "Of course, Scherzer gets 5K."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I think we must have bet on that."
Yeah, people listen.
Max Scherzer was 100% Max
he pitched
Scherzer
fine.
last night.
I mean, but here's the thing. I'm going to say he pitched fine. But if he was pitching against the Dodgers and did that, he would have lost because he gave up 2 runs. I mean, you still have to score.
Yeah.
For these, for that to be a successful game for Max Scherzer.
His team doesn't look like they're having too much problem scoring runs, though.
No, right now, no.
They've scored 21 runs in the last 2 games.
And then Seattle scored 13 in the first 2 games when they were in Toronto.
I was
So
saying
it's
this
been
the other
crazy.
day. The series has been good and bad because you're seeing a lot of great hitting, but you're not seeing close games.
Yeah, by the way, the Mariners have scored 6 runs in the 2 games at
Since.
home. So it's not like they're scoring
that's
nothing,
what I
but
mean.
they're just getting trounced.
That's what I mean. But both Bieber and Scherzer are being lauded for their great efforts, and they did pitch well. But it wouldn't have been anything if they didn't have all these runs to work with.
East Carolina -16.5 points against Tulsa last night. Chris went Golden Hurricanes. Tony and I went East Carolina. East Carolina wins 41
Oh, there's my first
to
win of the day.
27.
No, but
Tulsa wins the bet.
Tulsa wins the bet.
I'm still over.
They didn't cover.
And then finally, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I get people that are very angry at me for saying
you should, because
Leafs.
you being a, you know what?
It's not that big of a deal, but whatever. Toronto Maple Leafs.
Remember when you call them the Leaves that I'm the dick on the show. Just remember that.
Can you stop saying that word? Toronto Maple Leafs -1.5 on the puck line against the Rangers. Chris and I went Toronto. Tony went Rangers. The Leafs win 2-1, but Tony wins the bet.
Hey, winner, winner. All right, we got Skraby with 17 wins so far this week. Tony 10, Chris 9. It's been another week for Skraby. He's running away with it. 2nd week in a row. All right, before they start, Blue Jays -1.5. Game 5 at Mariners. Skraby.
Ooh.
Blue Jays are the favored side now.
I got to think the Mariners have to win this game.
Go with
I'm
them.
gonna go with them.
I'm in agreement with you. They have to. Tony? Mariners.
Yeah.
All right. Dodgers, -1.5. Brew Crew. I mean, you got to go Dodgers. Like I said, or like Tony said, I don't think the Brewers can get one. Tony, you're going Dodgers?
Yeah.
Skrabe, you agree or
I'll
no?
go Brew Crew, and even
Just to
if
try
they
to
lose
get
by
something?
one,
Yeah.
it's fine.
7.5 runs tonight for the Brewers and the Dodgers. Tony, 7.5. You like here?
You got
Over
Shohei and who?
Gossman.
Quintana.
Oh, Quintana. Gossman's pitching right now. I'm all over the place.
Over.
Wow.
Tony says Dodgers win 8-1 today because we know the Brewers are getting one. Scraby?
I'm gonna go under.
Under. I agree with Tony. The Brewers, just a couple of balls have to fall in by luck. I'll say over. All right, different games, but who gets more strikeouts? Gosman for Toronto or Ohtani for the Doyers? Scraby.
Ohtani seems to be a strikeout machine. I'm gonna go with Ohtani.
Ohtani there. Just on the chance that I think Gosman stays in his game longer. Gosman. Tony?
Shohei.
All right, different games again. Runs plus hits plus RBIs. Who has more, Vlad or Ohtani? Now, that seems like a blowout right now. I mean, Vlad is having this historic postseason. Ohtani can't get a hit. For that reason, and plus a lefty's on the mound for the Brewers, I'll take Vlad. Seems obvious. Tony?
Vlad.
You're not going to go for the Ohtani double? You picked him on the strikeouts.
No, not the Ohtani daily double.
All right. We do a little college football.
I picked Ohtani too, correct?
In
For
the
the strikeouts,
yes. Cal football, -8.5 tonight. That's how bad it's gotten for Belichick. He's underdog by 8.5 points against a team the Aztecs shut out 34-0. What do you think, Tony?
Give me North Carolina to cover.
The cover. It's great.
Cal.
The thing I don't like for Carolina is they got to cross the country. That's tough. The thing I don't like for Cal is that they looked awful against us, and I hope that it was because of us, but I'm going to take North Carolina.
Go on to raise up.
Georgia -7 at home. Ole Miss. These are two top 10 teams tomorrow. Scraby.
Ole Miss and Chris's favorite coach, Lane Kiffin.
Ole Miss is still undefeated. Georgia is not. I'm sorry. I thought you picked Ole Miss. I wrote them down.
No, I'll go Ole Miss.
You will. Yeah. I can't root for Lane Kiffin. And plus, they didn't look very good. Washington State almost beat Ole Miss last week on the road. I'll take Georgia. Maybe they were looking ahead, though. Tony? Georgia -7 here. Ole Miss.
I can root for Lane Kiffin, so give me Ole Miss.
You can root for Lane Kiffin.
Yes.
All right. Here's one you'll like, Tony. Notre Dame -9.5. USC. This game is probably the only college football game that does take me back to being a kid because I went to a lot of these games at the Coliseum growing up, and I saw Montana play, and I saw some great classic games. And then people also remember the Tush Push and all those things, or the Bush Push.
Bush.
Yeah. So I think it's a fun rivalry, but it's lost a lot of luster for whatever reason. Having said that, how good's USC this year, Tony? Give me they're
good.
okay? Can they stay within 9.5?
Oh, yeah.
All
I
right.
think this is an easy one.
No, I'll take USC. Tony obviously will.
Yep.
Scrape?
Notre Dame.
Scrape not listening. All right, Sunday, the game for Mike McDaniels to save his job. Browns -2.5. Dolphins. I'm just going to pick for Mike McDaniels. I like him enough to not see him go out this bad. Take the Dolphins, but I'm not quite sure why. Tony?
Where are they playing again?
In Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel at the control.
Give me the Dolphins.
Oh,
Dolphins.
Does it change in the Big Five? We have a topic about the weather for this game. Is
it going to be nasty?
Terrible.
Oh, well, that should
60-mile-an-hour winds.
That don't sound good.
Do you know the last time the Dolphins won a game in any conditions? Yeah.
1978?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm going to go with the – I hate to go with the Browns because I'm going to go with the Browns, though.
Browns. One hockey game tonight. The Mammoth are home 1.5 goal favorite over your Sharkies. Skrabe. The Sharkies are the only team in the NHL without a win yet.
Oh.
They're 0-1-2.
It's very cute.
Tony. Sharkies get their first win tonight on the road at Utah.
No, they don't.
Says Utah. Skrabe.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll go Sharkies.
I'm gonna go Sharkies. They've had 2 ties, so they've been close. Maybe tonight they win. All right, there we go with the picks. Toronto, Seattle's underway. Nothing yet. Top of the first. That was a pretty nice juggling catch that Suarez just made. You'll probably see that one on the highlights later. We'll keep you up to date as Gwynn and Chris continues.
From the 855.
Gavin Sheets is with us, and man, he's a big reason why the Padres have had the kind of season they've had so far. And I've said it many times. Where would we be without you, Gavin? I want to ask a little bit about left field. You have really impressed, a lot of people. I think from how far you've come in left field, and maybe the early games there was just a matter of kind of getting reacquainted with it out there. It's not easy. Balls are slicing. Balls are hit hard over your head.
Yeah.
I hope we can start laughing now. Is it long enough since the collision with the fence? But look, man.
Trust me, we're well past that. I think I'm in a couple different group chats, and I think that's the picture of me against the wall. So trust me, these guys did a lot. they didn't wait very long. I can promise you that.
I bet. Well, you're lucky that because I've seen a lot of teams will go out there the next day and somebody will tape an outline of the player up against the fence where they ran it. I didn't see the Padres do that, but what I'm saying is. Go ahead.
I'm very happy we got to San Fran quickly.
Yeah, right. You got out of town.
That's right. We left right after.
That's what happened. But no, let's be serious because left field, I think you've been great, and really done a nice job, made some really good catches out there. I think it seems to me that Schilt and the staff, are pretty comfortable with you out there. Where are you at in left field?
Yeah, I think that, no, you said it right. I think, in the beginning, getting out there just, because I had never really played left, and getting out there, one day a week, once every 2 weeks, that was tough. And, I knew that once they kind of gave me the keys to left field, I bought in and enjoyed it, took it as obviously a huge compliment to be thrown out there. And, and just put a lot of work out there. Macias and I, the outfield coach, we busted our butt out there and kind of enjoyed the process of it, and enjoyed growing as an outfielder, enjoyed the, just being able to help the team in many different ways. And, I think just buying in and putting in work out there. But you're right. I think I grew a lot out there from April and May to where we are now.
Gavin, I want to highlight something you kind of alluded to in one of your earlier answers. You said that your role might change. Talk a little bit about watching as everybody else was last night, as all these deals are flurrying through. Talk about kind of recognizing that maybe your role changes a little bit, but also the excitement of acquiring all of this talent as you guys, focus on perhaps winning a World Series.
Yeah. Man, it was, I felt like a fan like everybody else yesterday, just watching along and seeing all the moves that were being made across the league. And, I think what we did yesterday just solidifies that everybody in the clubhouse has the same goal. Front office all the way down, ownership all the way down. And, obviously we bring in the players that we brought in. It makes this team extremely dangerous from top to bottom. And then you look at our pitching and our bullpen, and man, thank God I'm on this team, because coming to San Diego and getting potentially Mason Miller in the 5th inning, that's about as good as it gets. And, obviously I don't know what the role is going to be going forward. I don't know how we're going to, manage everything. Obviously that's way out of my control, but I do know that we all have the same goal in mind. And I think that it really showed yesterday that we're not messing around and we're going for it.
And you've kind of sent that message again also, Gavin. I mean, the one thing I've been really impressed with, along with your growth in left field, is the hitting against left-handers. I don't know that they, you can look at numbers, et cetera. I think the team, the staff, they want to see you against some left-handed pitching, but I don't know that they expected a lot. And then you came in there and started tearing up left-handed pitching pretty good. So, I think you're going to get chances the next 2 months because of the way you performed. Just real quick for us, standing in the batter's box, what is your mindset, or is it any different against a lefty as opposed to a righty?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just is staying a little bit more opposite field gap oriented against lefties. I think that's what brought a lot of success for me, especially average wise. I think, obviously my damage is more against righties. But I think I might be hitting for a higher average against lefties. And that's because, staying in there a little bit longer and using that opposite field gap, and, everything's kind of be going away from me, and just trying to buy into, just being a really good hitter and a really tough out. And I think when I just, enjoyed facing lefties and took it personally and really worked at it and really opened up that opposite field gap was huge for me.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Look, most of us, a good left-handed pitcher, we'd be stepping so far into the bucket, we'd be, facing the dugout. But I don't expect to see that from a guy that's willing to run into the left field wall to catch a ball. And I know people might poke fun at this play, but I think it says a lot about, the way you're a gamer and the way you want to play. You're willing to do anything, and I think this team has recognized that. It's been a great year so far, man. The next 2 months should be a lot of fun. Gavin, thanks so much. I hope we do it again in the off season and talk about how fun the parade ride was.
Appreciate you, Gavin.
Absolutely. This is the best part of the season, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Gavin Sheets is with us, and man, he's a big reason why the Padres did not score in the first at Seattle. Didn't keep Vladimir Guerrero, though, from getting another hit. Doubled off the fence. He is
insanely hot right now.
Hot. No score. We'll keep you up to date. Just underway there. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. And all guests who join us here, join via the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. If you are facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorneys. They help clients regain control. Since 2010, visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We are going out to the phone line here, and Max Bretos, the play-by-play voice, MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, and all year Apple has, been providing us with all these great soccer guests. And Max, we appreciate you joining us as we head into the final weekend of the regular season. It's here at long last, huh?
It's the longest season we got. I mean, historically we knew baseball was that one, but I think MLS has got it beat. We started way back in February when the San Diego FC was just born and no one knew what to expect. And here we are, and San Diego FC with so much to play for. I mean, could be playing for some trophies here. Yeah. Pretty remarkable year.
Decision Saturday, and a lot to be determined. I mean, outside of the number one spot, it looks like there's still some things to be answered. That San Diego FC with a chance, that although it doesn't seem like a great chance, they need to win. And I believe Vancouver's got to lose. Straight up. Yeah. How do you see that kind of happening over this weekend?
Well, it's going to be interesting. Vancouver has just been rock solid. It's been maybe the best story in the league, because that was a club that started this year with conversations that it was for sale and certainly looking for a new stadium. And now it's all kind of, thanks to a successful season, they are on much better footing. They're playing a Dallas team which needs to win, or doesn't need to win, but I think, well, maybe they do need a win to make the playoffs. So they have a lot of incentives, but that's going to be up there in Canada. So I think first place probably going to be out of reach for San Diego. But if you finish second, and they got LAFC right behind them, they would love to get that, because as the playoffs go on, if it goes chalk, which, by the way, it rarely does in Major League Soccer, but maybe this is the year it does, that if San Diego's there as the 2 seed, they would host LAFC or whomever in a one-off game in San Diego. But then the flip side is San Diego's so good away from home. Maybe they're better off. I mean, they have 11 away wins. Maybe they're better off traveling. But I know for sure they would love to go there, and Snapdragon would be packed. And you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but you want to put yourself in this best position. And a win also would secure an appearance in the international competition, our Champions League here, the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So there's a lot of incentive, and maybe none more than just to end the season on a high note to prove that you guys are the real deal Holyfield.
Yeah, they have been. I mean, look, it's been all season. I noticed that, we dropped behind Vancouver because we've been in first place all year, and I'm looking, but it's not like SDFC's gone into a major slump here. They're 2-2-2 over the last 6 games. They won the last game in Houston 4-2. The problem is Vancouver's been white hot. They're unbeaten in their last 8 matches. They've won 5 of those. And included was, I had to double take, they beat Philadelphia, the number 1 team in the league, 7-0. I don't know, did Philadelphia just not make the trip that game? What happened there? Wow.
You're gonna get those results. But Chris, to your point, I think San Diego has been rock solid, and me included, this is a first-year club. We're expecting them to clip a hurdle or 2, and they really haven't. And even coming into this season, their star players, Anders Dreyer he's not going to win MVP because of Lionel Messi, but he might finish second. And Chucky Lozano, who was the high-profile player, has gotten better. Yepes Verskov is probably the best in this position. If you're going to make a season-ending All-11, he's probably in there. The young players have come along. This has hit their targets, and we keep waiting for them to clip that hurdle, and now the only time it can happen is the postseason. So I would be reluctant to bet against them at this point, just the way that they have kept it. Not only keeping pace with Vancouver. Vancouver went out and really earned that top spot, but LAFC behind them had won 6 straight games.
Yeah.
So they had to get results to keep them off their heels, which they did. So San Diego FC from pillar to post have been consistent, good. And they play their certain way. They are true to their style. They score goals. They really haven't had a point where the goals have dried up. They've just been a really effective club, and other teams haven't figured them out, which makes them dangerous in the postseason.
There's no doubt. As we get close to the end of the season, and we just talked about it this weekend is the finale of the regular season. We move into postseason play, and you mentioned Messi. He's at the forefront of this MVP conversation, back-to-back years if he wins it. And then you mentioned the Whitecaps. They got a guy like Thomas Mueller on that team. What is it about the quality of these players that even at the age that they get older, that they still are having these dominant seasons in this league?
Well, Tony, it's something. I mean, I think part of it is, well, I'll age myself because I remember when we were watching sports in the 80s and 90s, it would be, you get 32, 33, you're at the end of the road regardless of what sport. And soccer is certainly the top of the list because of the aerobic demands, the fitness demands that you are required in order to be effective. So I think athletes just treat themselves better. There's more longevity. I think in the case of Lionel Messi, there's also the idea where you've got to build a team. He's not running like he used to, or really has in the past. So you've got to build a team that can cover some spots for him, knowing that he's going to be such a dangerous player moving forward. And the reality is MLS is a fun league to watch. I love how it's chaotic. I love how physical it is. I love how fast it can be. Technical quality, we're not there yet. We're getting there. We're not like the top leagues in Europe. So players like Thomas Mueller, or Son Heung-min at LAFC, or Lionel Messi can come here, and their technical prowess will rise above. I know we're going to close the gap that one day, and that's a eureka moment for MLS.
Yeah.
But those guys were so good with the ball on their feet. They certainly have an edge in this league, and that's why they are so valuable. And that's why you want one of those guys.
Right.
And for some reason, I think San Diego, might be a top club that could pursue someone, even though they have guys like Dreyer and Lozano that certainly fit the bill. Really good technical all-round players.
Max Bretos from MLS Season Pass joining us here. Just so you fans are aware, the playoffs do begin next Friday, October 24th. Now, the schedule for the first round series best of 3 will come out after this weekend's matches, but being as we're in second place, we're going to be having the home turf advantage there for the first round. Home pitch advantage, I guess, is the better way to put it.
You can call it turf. I like that.
Pitch, yeah.
I think, hey, Chris, we've got to make our own vernacular when it comes to this sport.
Yeah,
we sometimes have to go to a beat of our own drummer. So I like calling it turf. I might use that.
You're welcome to. We've asked a couple other of our guests this, but the playoffs, if you've been going to matches all year and then you're going to go Friday next week for the playoff, what is different about playoff soccer? Is it more, do you take less risks? Because San Diego has been a team that's been kind of built on risk this year.
Well, that's a great question. And the playoffs are unique to a Major League Soccer. And sometimes it's like when these European or South American players come here and go, hey, you better be ready for this. Because every other league outside of Mexico does it the same way. They have a playoff as well. But most of the leagues, whoever finishes on top at the end wins the title, which is a really good, fair way to determine that. But playoffs are just exciting. So the teams that excel there know how to manage it. And certain players are really good at it as well. Last year, for everything that Lionel Messi and Inter Miami did, they got bounced in the first round. So you've got to be ready. Now, the format is a best of 3. So the league is trying to protect the higher seeds because obviously they want the top teams. And historically, anything happens and you don't get the 2 best teams from the regular season in the MLS Cup. Very rarely. So this is a relatively new format, but they believe that a best of 3. So if San Diego somehow clips their toe in the first game, they would host it in San Diego. Let's say they're going to play either Austin or Portland. Game 2 would be in Austin or Portland. They would have to win that, but at least they have, a double jeopardy kind of situation. And then game 3 would be back in San Diego. So if it goes the distance, it should favor the home team. But the best way to succeed, I think, is to really secure that first game. Go out, take the pressure off. And the one thing with San Diego is the way they play, very aggressive in big time soccer games. Let's talk about the World Cup. Teams that are very cautious or put all their defenders back, which is not what San Diego does, feel like that's the best way to be successful. Counterattack, find a way to see the other team to make a mistake. But San Diego it goes full fire and tries to make the team make a mistake from the jump, which can be very effective. But if they leave themselves shorthanded, then they could be in trouble. That's a roundabout way to say it. I mean, San Diego is going to be an interesting one. Again, a lot of people aren't giving them a lot of chance, partially because they're a new team, also because of the way they play. It's not a pragmatic way. But I tell you what, it's a sexy way. It's a fun way. It's a high-scoring way. And partially, you want to see them be successful because you want that style to be awarded so that other teams go for it. And San Diego 100% goes for it. I don't know if it helps them in the playoffs, but it'd be great to see if it did.
Well, we have a long history of major sports championships in this town, so I'm joking.
You guys deserve it.
Haven't won anything, so we're hoping that maybe our SDFC guys can pull through for us.
Well, think about that. If that would happen, how they could really inherit the space, because every city wants a winner, and it's a huge responsibility, and it would certainly be a seismic undertaking.
That would certainly be. Hey, Max, thanks so much, man. Appreciate all you guys at Apple TV MLS Season Pass for helping us all year long, talking soccer, and we look forward to the playoffs, sir. Thank you.
That's a wonderful thing to say. Chris, Tony, have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Sure. Max Bretos joining us on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. If you're facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. DavidPShapiroLaw.com. We got
he brings up a good point.
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about this. Like, what if they're
the ones that win one?
What if they win one first?
Oh, yeah. I thought about it.
I have not thought about that.
I mean, it would definitely
it would be a deal.
It would be called it would really be our first major championship
100%.
Officially since the Chargers won the AFL title in 1963. I wasn't even around for that. Well, wait.
Wow. No, you definitely were around. Come on. Come on. You were
Don't do that.
Loading the horse cart.
He said, "Don't do that." You were definitely around.
I was selling pretzels in the upper deck at Balboa Stadium. All right, more Gwynn and Chris. We have a countdown coming up for you with the 5 candidates that we would like to see become the Padres' next manager. We'll share when we come back on Gwynn and Chris.
AJ, this season started off amazingly well, and it kind of had to tread water there in the middle part of the season. You go out, you make the moves to improve this ball club. Is this part of what you envisioned when you went out and made those moves?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we played great ball to start the season. Hopefully we start the year and end the year playing our best ball of the year. And yeah, I think the deadline, we needed to round the club out. So we thought we had a team that could get to this point. Probably, knew we needed some reinforcements. Our baseball ops team did a great job. I think seeing Freddie get the big hit tonight was fun to watch. I think it was all part of the puzzle, honestly, just rounding out the team.
I mean, throughout the course of the season, different things have popped up in terms of what you guys needed to add or what you needed to improve. Talk about this coaching staff, because they seem to pull a lot of things out of guys that hadn't reached the potential that we've seen them reach this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Gavin Sheets that comes here with the opportunity, talking to Schulte, Victor, Mike McCoy's done an unbelievable job with Gavin. You see guys like, at the end of the day, you look at the bullpen piece of David Morgan coming up through the organization, coming right into the mix in the big leagues. Schulte every day. It's every day is to talk about what baseball excellence looks like. It's a teaching class. The group is it's a thankless job. They're here at noon every day. They're the last guys to leave. It's a huge part of our success is our coaching staff. And when you can give them talented players and then see those guys achieve and overachieve, that's a testament to the work the staff does every day.
Probably one of the moves that doesn't get talked about enough is you bring Nick Pivetta in kind of last minute. You had to get creative. Just talk about that signing and how big it was for this ball club.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting he's on the mound today in a clinching game because he's been that guy all year long. I think he was a guy throughout the offseason kind of monitoring his market. And, with Joe's injury, Musgrove being out, we knew we were a little short on starting pitching side. And, we got to February and, a guy like Pavetta's still out there who our R&D teams talked about for the last few years is a guy that we thought we could take to a different level. And he's become here and been unbelievable, been the ace of the staff. It's great to see him out there.
Can we talk about Manny Machado? I mean, you got to see him reach some career highs this year. This was your first real big signing you brought here, and now for the first time in 19 years, this team is going to back-to-back playoff appearances. This has got to be kind of all coming together. Obviously, there's a big prize at the end that you want to get to, but this has got to feel right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can really go around the room and talk about, thought process and where we're at with trades, free agent signings, but obviously bringing Manny here to San Diego, you're bringing a superstar in the prime of his career in a city where kind of people were used to those superstars going out the other way. You've seen it your whole life. To do it where Manny came in, he was kind of that first piece, that foundational piece. We talked about in Havana Harry's and Coral Gables when we were kind of doing our recruiting pitch, myself and Yaine and Manny, this being the norm. And at that time it was a little bit more of a dream and a vision, but Manny bought in, he wanted to be a part of it. Everybody knows he's the guy here, and he's the one that kind of started this whole thing. And to see him year in, year out.
Sounds like Manny has intercepted AJ.
He has indeed. Last one. AJ, you have introduced a portion of Padre fans to some of the best years of Padre baseball. And as I said, I know there's an ultimate goal, but how do you feel? You've been kind of the one spearheading on it. I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but I think you got to on this one.
I mean, I know Jesse and you talk about these being the golden years. That was the idea. And I think when Peter Ron sat down with our group in 2016, it was, hey, when we get to 2020, we want to be good year in, year out this decade. It's just fun to bring a lot of joy to the fans of San Diego. We have such a good organization, such a good group. It's great to be a part of it. Got some steps to do now. It's like getting in is the start. Now it's all about trying to win that World Series ring and go put a flag here in San Diego.
Dry up. Enjoy yourself, brother. AJ, this season started off amazingly well, and it kind of had to tread water there in the middle part of the season. You go out, you make the moves to improve this ball club. Is this part of what you envisioned when you went out and made those moves?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we played great ball to start the season. Hopefully we start the year and end the year playing our best ball of the year. And yeah, I think the deadline, we needed around the clubhouse. So we thought we had a team that could get to this point. Probably, knew we needed some reinforcements. Our baseball ops team did a great job. I think seeing Freddie get the big hit tonight was fun to watch. I think it was all part of the puzzle, honestly, just rounding out the team.
I mean, throughout the course of the season, different things have popped up in terms of what you guys needed to add or what you needed to improve. Talk about this coaching staff, because they seem to pull a lot of things out of guys that hadn't reached the potential that we've seen them reach this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Gavin Sheets that comes here with the opportunity, talking to Schulte, Victor, Mike McCoy's done an unbelievable job with Gavin. You see guys like, at the end of the day, you look at the bullpen piece of Davey Morgan coming up through the organization, coming right into the mix in the big leagues. Schulte every day.
Bottom of the second in the Mariners Blue Jays 2-2 series. Chris Ello. Matt Skraby, little countdown headed your way, Mr. Ello. We're going to need you to fix your camera. Mind of its own.
Skraby, when are you going to buy me a new camera?
You're one of the most annoying people I know.
Yours doesn't seem to.
It does, but I know.
Contort
but I pay
out of
attention
position all the time.
You know whose camera doesn't seem to do anything is mine. Mine seems to work pretty well every day.
It's because I have it locked
Except
on you.
when you knock it down.
That's because you're the
And
nice
making
person of the show.
You're making all kinds of noise.
Yeah, I did do that. I guess I distracted you all.
Countdown today is top 5 managers we would like to see take the helm. Not
Right.
who we think will end up
Exactly.
there.
We're not predicting.
Right.
Here. We're
But
actually.
who
This is our wish list.
We would like to see at the helm.
we would. This is our wish list. So yeah, I thought that'd be fun.
Let's do it.
Let's do it after we.
Traffic.
We got to check a little traffic.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
Skraby.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Robert Half. Come on, guys, let's not do this. It's Friday afternoon. We're heading into a weekend. Already numerous problems. One big one, South 163, right before Friars Road. Crash has got the 3 right lanes blocked and 2 right lanes blocked northbound 805, just past Adams Avenue. A couple vehicles involved in that. Also on the Hamishaw off-ramp, northbound 125, got an accident. Northbound 15 accident right before Carmel Mountain Road. 2 left lanes are blocked on that one. And we got to crash the coastline. Southbound at 5. This is right before Santa Fe Drive. 4 vehicles involved in this one. Everyone managed to get into the center divide. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why the recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
Countdown it is. Top 5 managers we would like to see at the helm. This all, of course, comes up because Mike Schilt retired. And so that leaves...
Sure about that?
Or did he?
Or
Dun, dun, dun!
maybe not. So we shall get started. We're going to go from 5 to 1.
Number 5.
Skraby, why don't you kick this thing
me,
off, baby?
Me. All right.
Woo-hoo.
I'm going to go with my number 5 as a guy who's already currently with the Padres, Ruben Niebla. I'm not sure if he would be a good manager. I know that he's a good baseball coach. I know that the guys like him. I know that he's been in that clubhouse for a while now. And I know that he is a motivated gentleman. So I would not be mad to see Ruben Niebla become manager of the Padres. That's my number 5, Tony.
Mr. Ello.
My number 5 is Scott Service. He, to me, would be the closest thing to hiring Mike Schilt again, which I thought worked out pretty well. Scott Service has been in the organization, special assistant, last couple of years, getting to know the organization, get to know everybody. I think it's a seamless transition. He also has experience at chasing a dynasty. He was manager of the Mariners for 9 years. They finished second to the Astros 8 times. He knows all about trying to catch a dynasty-type team, which he would be trying to do here. Anyway, that's the best excuse I could come up with for wanting him as number 5. But I do think he's going to be in consideration.
I have no idea if any of my people are going to be in consideration.
Right.
Because this is, of course, who we want.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. It's who we want.
Number 5, Bud Black.
Buddy.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
I think he would be a little bit different than Mike Schilt. But he would guys want to play for him. Now, he actually has the talent that could play for him here versus what he had in Colorado.
And when he was the manager,
that's fair.
I mean, your team was good, but
we weren't supposed to be. we weren't supposed to be. 5 Bud Black.
All right.
Number 4.
My number 4 is going to be someone I named the other day, but I feel like he would be a really good manager, Mark DeRosa. He manages Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. Seems like he has the energy to do it. I'm not sure if he has the energy to do a full 162-game regular season, but again, this is not who we think's going to be there. It's who we want to be there. So Mark DeRosa.
All right. My number 4, I root for Albert Pujols. I'd like to see him be our manager for no other reason that perhaps I'd get to interview Albert Pujols and meet Albert Pujols. I think that would be pretty interesting. I like Albert Pujols. Yeah. Of course, I'm saying maybe because I only got to interview Mike Schilt like 1 time in 2 years. So who knows? But look, he's getting a little a taste of it all as the manager of the DR. And I think teams want to hire in general managers that don't come in and know everything right away. I think they want to mold a little bit, but I think Pujols would also carry enough cachet to where he'd be willing to stick up for his own beliefs as well. I think it'd be a good fit, and I think the players would love him. Pujols, number 4.
Number 4 on my list is Dodgers pitching coach Mark Pryor.
I have heard of
interesting
this.
ones, Tony Gwynn Jr.
He has been in the organization
because he's got to be tired of driving to LA for every game.
I'm sure he is. He's worked in this organization. He's worked under AJ, so there's some familiarity there.
Okay.
And I first of all, he's one of the smarter baseball people I know, and he's got a chance to see what it's done like up close in order to win.
Yeah.
So I think he would be a good one.
That is a good one. I have definitely seen that name bantied
When
about.
we did this exercise, I didn't know that we would get a name as enlightening as that one. I like it.
Number 3.
This would be just purely because he played catcher for so long, and he recently came out and said that he wanted to coach again. He's done enough of the retirement. Yadi Molina is my number 3.
I believe he is going to be the bench coach for
St. Louis?
Yes.
Not if we get to him first.
I had not read that, but yeah, not if we get to him first. But Yadi Molina. Chris?
Number 3, Tony took Bud Black. I want Bud Black. I haven't been called Craig in a long time by anybody. So I need Bud Black to come back and start calling me by my wrong name. But look, I'm such a huge fan, and I think he's I don't know that they would run this back because he has already been the manager of the Padres. But as you said, Tony, he never got this kind of opportunity with players. And Bud Black is just the perfect temperament. And
he is.
If you read the Athletic story today, if there's anything unrest in the front office or so, I would think he could navigate it if he navigated Colorado.
I was going to say, I mean, he had a pretty dysfunctional place in Colorado.
So, yeah, I'd love Bud Black to be the manager again, but I'm not expecting it, but it's what I want.
Number 3 on my list is also a bench coach still remaining in his playoffs. He's across the other side from Mark Pryor. That is Ricky Weeks.
Oh, your
guy. Another guy who is going to probably get interviewed quite a bit over this next offseason.
Is Ricky ready?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's my favorite Ricky Henderson line. Ricky ready. Ricky's ready.
He is, I think, a different temperament than really any of the coaches. But he'll have the respect because a lot of these guys saw him play that are in dugouts today. I think it'd be another good option. Great option.
That's a good one.
Number 2.
My number 2 is going to be when the Yankees fire Aaron Boone. He comes right in and becomes the Padres manager. If the Yankees fans don't want him, I will gladly take him. I like the fire. I like his sound bites that we'll get.
I would love to see Ben and Woods have to interview him every Friday morning.
He's a pleasant guy, though. Like,
but he definitely will give it to you.
Push him the wrong way.
When I've seen interviews of him, he's just pleasant, you know. And if he'll give it back to you. But for the most part, he's very pleasant with the media.
He got after Jimmy and those guys on John Boy one of those days.
He did. But I think Aaron Boone, if he's let go by the Yankees, would be a perfect option for the Padres.
I like it. It's great.
Yeah.
Chris.
Niebla, Ruben, number 2. Same reasons you said. First of all, when we interviewed him in spring training, I had not actually ever talked to him at length. Way impressed.
Super.
Really,
he's
impressive
just a good
guy.
Dude, man.
Just a good guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a good guy.
Yeah.
Steve.
Hold on, Scott Service on the chat. Someone said he does know the importance of the Vetter Cup, so that is one of the boxes that you have to check.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're getting rid of the Vetter Cup.
I don't know how important it is anymore.
I don't think any San Diego fans can even ever allow there to be a Vetter Cup after they display at Wrigley Field.
You know what? I didn't realize I needed that on the resume, knowing the importance of the Vetter Cup, but I do.
It was. I don't know, shocking in some ways, looking over to the room next to me and seeing it.
There's the Vetter Cup right there,
screaming
against us.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
We're at 2?
We're at 2.
Yep.
Joe Madden.
Ooh.
Nice.
Would be my number 2 pick.
But he's already told everybody that they will never hire him again because he won't listen to these yo-yos. I just saw him on a clip today.
Been saying,
I saw him on a clip today. He said they're never going to hire somebody with a mind.
He basically is making a point that
right.
GMs today want somebody that is
just pushes the button,
willing to be able to.
Yeah. So why doesn't what I don't understand about that is might as well make yourself the manager, GM, if you want just a mouthpiece for.
Well, it's not that they want a collaborative.
But also lean towards the GM's
so they just
decision.
want collaborative. And Joe is saying it doesn't need to be collaborative all the time.
Joe said, I did analytics before they had analytics. I know what I'm doing out here.
But yeah, Joe Madden, my second.
That's a great call. Love Joe.
Number 1.
Chris already mentioned him. Albert Pujols, mainly for the reason that he's a Hall of Famer. He's just legendary. It would be very cool to get Albert Pujols' perspective on baseball every single day, as long as he's winning.
And if we're struggling in the playoffs, we could bring him up to hit.
Yeah,
just in case.
Can you make him a player manager?
Do
they still have that in baseball?
I don't know if they don't still have it. I mean, I'm sure that you can do it, but no one else is doing it.
Can you imagine Mike Schilt walking up to bat?
That would be a spectacle.
Mike, okay. My number 1 is, so I think everybody out there's number 1 is, we just don't truly believe it's realistic, but Bruce Bochy got to be my number 1 choice.
Is that more so nostalgia?
Whatever. It's what I would like.
He did win the title, 2 years ago?
It's not what we think's going to happen. But I mean, the guy just won a World Series again, and it would only be fair if Bruce Bochy could come back at the very end of it and give us our World Series, because that's got to be the only thing in his mind that he thinks is work that's left undone. I think Bruce Bochy, I'd love it.
I
don't see it happening at all.
I left
but
Bruce off because
just
I
my
assumed
choice.
that was just not going to happen. Is what I
so
assumed.
you left him off.
Yeah, I did too.
Ruben is my number one.
All right.
I think I'm a big believer in continuity.
Continuity, yeah.
And if you're already going to lose someone off your staff and you're going to mainly have the same roster, I think continuity is important.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
for sure. I'll be honest with you, the one I liked the most out of all 15 names there was Mark Pryor.
Yeah.
That one sounds good to me, Tony.
I think if given the opportunity, I think he would.
He'd jump at it, right?
Get to be back home.
Plus, he'd have a little extra axe to grind because then he'd be going face to face with his mentor, per se, and Dave Roberts.
He's just
every time I see Pryor walk out of the Dodger, every time I see him walk out of the Dodger dugout at Dodger Stadium, I think, God, he's got to drive home after the game.
Oh, Alfredo has one for you, Tony. No Quentin Berry?
I don't know if Q wants to manage.
Oh. Well, that would take him out of the running.
Right. I know he's always wanted to be where he's at right now, which is a third base coach. I asked him before the game, I said, hey, you nervous, man? He was like, yes, I hope I get to shake hands and not have to do this at all. I don't want to be.
He wants to handshake the guy caught a home run thing.
I don't want to do no work.
My honorable mention, thank you, Brandon, for reminding me in the chat. I would like to see Tony Gwynn Jr. manager.
No, thank you.
We would have some pretty good access, Chris.
Well, the nice thing is
I'd shut it off immediately.
You would shut it off?
Nothing.
I would too if I were you, because Skraby's just going to twist everything you say. You get yourself in hot water.
Is it me?
Yes.
It is me. Let's get to break. Chris versus the fans on the other side. I'm starting to get it. I didn't have to even look.
Look at you. What's the phone number now?
833-288-0973.
Wow.
More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down for everybody.
Really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell?
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, hey, there's a commotion.
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that. But we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavy set?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. Of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Which means everybody on the mountain and 4 miles away has to stop. Everybody has to stop while we try to extricate the lady from the gondola.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Underneath the gondola. She's got one leg on the gondola. The rest of her body is underneath the gondola. And when I arrive to see what's going on, I'm kind of the first or second person there.
You're a first responder?
Pretty much. The guy running the gondola place is busy stopping
traffic.
The ride.
Yeah.
No, he's stopping the ride.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're kind of first there. Lori's behind me. The lady's on her back. She's looking straight up in the air. And the only description I have is one of utter panic and utter terror combined with total helplessness.
Oh, I thought you were going to say embarrassment.
No, total helplessness. She's not only trapped, but she's not even remotely doing anything to help herself. She's kind of in a panic, and you think something terrible is going to happen, or she does.
Okay.
I go over there. First thing, breathe.
That's what you said?
I told the lady to
That's
breathe.
good. That's good.
I said, you're going to be okay.
That's good.
Just breathe.
That's good.
Try to relax.
That was the perfect thing you could have said.
As I'm stupidly pulling this 250-pound gondola, trying to pull it off of her. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're getting
the gondola is way heavier than 250 pounds.
Yeah, right. 1,000-pound gondola.
So you're trying to like move the gondola.
Just move it a little to.
Is her leg like? How is she attached to this gondola?
Well, I told you her one leg's actually on the gondola in the doorway.
Okay.
Then the rest of her body's underneath. What is stuck with her in the gondola is her belly, not her leg.
Oh no.
That's right. Okay. No. So I'm pulling. By the time finally a couple more people pull and we are able to get enough airway to get her to scramble out of there. And then she immediately stepped on the gondola to go take her ride up the mountain. And off she went.
This is
I felt like I saved her life. I really do. I honestly feel like I almost saved her life.
I kind of will credit you with this.
You know, she was. I think if I didn't tell her to breathe, I think she would have gone into some sort of shock or whatever you do.
No,
she was
you're
going
right.
into
You're
a
right.
panic, Skraby.
You're
She was going into
right.
an absolute panic, and you know, I had to calming her down. I think was the number one thing. She wasn't in any real danger, but she wasn't feeling great because she was trapped under the gondola.
But
the
fact
look
that you said her belly was...
Yes, her belly, yeah. I'm telling you, Scrabe, it was a factor. And there was, there's a couple of people pulling on an arm trying to drag her out.
I'm crying.
I know. There's people on the other side with her arm. They're trying to drag her. I'm like lifting the gondola so she can get a little room to get out of there.
You're like, hey, I'm going to take the gondola. It's lighter.
All right, I didn't say that. You did, but it was quite the scene.
I am happy that she's okay, obviously.
She's fine. If she got right on the gondola.
If this was a worse story, I would not be laughing, but she's fine. You did probably help her a lot more than you think you did.
I think so, because she was able to calm down just a tad. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
Really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. And Chris, hour number 3, Tony did mention it. Chris versus the Fans is coming up here. And a chance to go see Jerry Seinfeld perform in Las Vegas.
What?
Yeah, I would like to do that. I think Jerry Seinfeld is quite funny. And
I wrote the wrong one in your sheet, Chris, so I will read it.
You'll have to read the actual thing,
Yes.
but I do want to remind everybody, 833-288-0973. There's a line or two open, so if you'd like to play, today might be your day. Seattle Mariners got a home run from Eugenio Suarez, so they're up on Toronto 1-0 in the pivotal Game 5 of the ALCS. Mariners batting in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So far, Bryce Miller, the right-hander, has kept Toronto under wraps, although Vlad did double in his first at-bat and is just hot. Okay. Dodgers and Brewers play a little bit later. They start at after 5, about an hour from now. Okay?
All right, you have... If you play Chris versus Fans, I need to put people on hold. You will be qualified for a chance to win the grand prize, a trip for 2 to see Jerry Seinfeld in Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the show on April 17th at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace, a 2-night stay at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino, and a $100 gas card. Jerry Seinfeld returns to the Coliseum at Caesars Palace on April 17th and 18th. See Ticketmaster.com for tickets. If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiros for authentic Mediterranean cuisine. In Coronado or La Jolla for dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. By the way, guys, we had our video yesterday, and I was asked by, this is going to be weird to say, my girlfriend, where I wanted to go to lunch tomorrow. I said I didn't know. Hopefully she's listening. Let's go to Spiros.
They'll take great care of you guys.
Yeah, they will.
Yes.
They'll recognize you. Oh, it's Skraby.
Will they?
We love Skraby.
They're very, very, very good to us. All right, let's get into the game.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question. Or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before you get into it.
Energy was down on that one today.
So I was completely energized.
Okay.
Let us know, and you'll get that first question for free today. All right,
Yahoo!
let's go to our first contestant. Someone named Dan.
Hello, Dan. Happy Friday, my friend.
Hey, Dan, welcome to it.
Happy Friday. How's it going, guys?
We're very excited, I can tell you that. Very, very excited.
Had to pick up the energy, so you get the first dose of it. Here we go. First question. Who was the Indiana Fever's #1 draft pick in 2024?
Gotta be Caitlin Clark.
That's got to be correct. On to question number 2. We go to
Good thing she's in the WNBA, otherwise you wouldn't know who she is. According to
Oh,
the
no, I'm
commission.
Iowa hockey.
I'm just saying according to the
according to the
commissioner of the
commissioner.
league.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kathy Engelberg.
Yes, if it wasn't for the league, nobody would even know her name.
Sure, Kathy.
Yeah.
Let's go back to our spooky Halloween category. What is the
You
name?
actually do that well.
You do.
That's because I do it all year.
What is the name of the movie that allows citizens 12 hours of lawlessness once a year?
Oh, movie question. All right. I'd have no clue.
No clue.
I'm gonna need to hear that question again.
Yeah,
let's give Dan another chance at the
Give
question.
Dan a little chance.
What is the name of the movie that allows citizens 12 hours of lawlessness once a year?
There's a movie where the plot means the citizens can run amok.
Run amok for 12 hours once a year.
All right. And it's a horror movie?
No.
According to Skraby.
It's a horror or thriller.
Okay, thriller. Anyway, Dan.
Not a movie buff.
Not coming
Not
up.
a
Not
movie
coming
buff.
down.
All right,
All right, well, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, you ready?
Yeah, wrong show for that, obviously.
I would be surprised if Chris knew this one.
Yeah, you're lucky, Dan. I am a movie buff, but I'm not tracking this down. I did not see this movie or even hear of it.
I can see you not seeing this movie.
So
I love it.
It's
scary, but I love it.
The citizens run amok. Yeah, I don't even have a good 28 days later.
28 days later.
At least you named another one of my favorites.
Okay, not it though.
You've heard of this movie.
Probably.
The Purge.
Oh, I heard, but I didn't know that was the storyline. So good for you, Dan.
It's a scary storyline.
You move along.
Question number 3, Dan.
Purge. How old is that?
Probably like over 10 years at this point. Right. Maybe around 10 years.
Okay.
Which player, still in the playoffs, has stolen 4 bases and leads postseason baseball right now in stolen bases?
4 stolen bases.
Basically, who leads baseball in stolen bases this postseason?
Yep. Oh no.
That was a bad question.
It was. It wasn't bad question. It was written horribly.
I don't have it.
Doesn't have it.
All right, Dan. Stay there. You might.
Yeah, I think you're going to win, Dan.
Wow.
I haven't been keeping track of the stolen base leaders in the postseason.
Who wouldn't?
It's got to be one of the teams still playing. I don't know the Dodgers have anybody. The Brewers haven't had enough people on base.
It's just elimination.
Yeah, eliminating them. So it's either Toronto or Seattle. I don't. Vlad's the only guy, and he doesn't run. I don't have a good guess even. Jorge Polanco.
Oh,
You're just
man.
doing this to get my goat. Is it
I
Jorge
would
Polanco?
love if Jorge Polanco was the answer.
No.
It's not.
Randy
Dan,
Rosarena.
Yeah, Randy
Rosarena.
Rosarena.
Okay. Did not know.
Stay there, Dan.
Good for you, Dan.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Hopefully you'll be on your way to see Jerry Seinfeld. That would be fun.
Someone
I really
pointed out
would
in the
like
chat
to.
something that I realized. Chris goes, well, I'm going to have to pick a team that's still in the playoffs. You didn't listen to the question. Question told you already.
What are we talking about?
Chris wasn't listening to the question. The question said, which player's still in the playoffs? And Chris was like, well, I got to pick a team that's still in the playoffs.
I got to hand it
question,
to the
sir.
I got to hand it to the listeners.
They're on it.
They don't miss anything.
And I love it.
So good for you guys out there.
Love it.
All right.
Tony made a shot.
I made a shot, and I just wanted him to acknowledge that I made that shot.
Yeah, and I had to go.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you going to the game tonight, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to go see the game tonight.
The Aztecs game.
Yeah, I'm going to
basketball.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I wonder how many people will be there.
They said about 7,000.
Wow,
is that what they're
now.
expecting?
Yeah.
7.
Plenty of seats
everybody
available.
had to buy a ticket. Hopefully, all the money goes to the kids, right?
Yeah.
The players, NIL money.
Yep.
It's a good idea by the NCAA. They only the
time
NCAA comes up with about one good rule every 25 years. This is probably the one.
This is the first time these two have faced off in front of fans since 1991
in San Diego.
In San Diego, right?
And that game did not go well.
No.
But that was another world apart.
Yeah, they were 2-26 that season.
2-26 the Aztecs that year.
It was tough going.
Can you imagine? And the irony of that was the Aztec coach that year was a guy by the name of Jim Brandenburg, who I believe has since passed. He was brought here because he had coached Wyoming to one NCAA tournament Sweet 16. He had one signature win, and it was over UCLA. And it got Wyoming to the Sweet 16. They had a player named Fennis Dembo. I might ring a bell. No,
why do I know that name?
Because it's a crazy name.
Fennis Dembo is a great name.
Yeah, greatest player ever in Wyoming history. So anyway, Brandenburg basically got the Aztec job based on that one run to the Sweet 16, and
didn't go well.
He couldn't make it work here. So
84-64 was the final score. Was the final score?
I want it to be interesting tonight because if Guath isn't going to play, and we're going to maybe see. Some of Miles Bird. Is it, I want to put some, like if the Aztecs win the game, I'm going to say, oh, we beat UCLA, but is it really?
They have everybody except I think their second scorer that'll be out there. But I think for the Aztecs, this is a chance. If this is as deep of a team as it sounds like it is.
Right. So let some of these other guys show off.
Absolutely.
Speaking of San Diego State and UCLA.
And that's virtually what Coach Coach Dutch said was that he wants to reward some of these guys that haven't missed a day of practice all spring and into the fall.
Speaking of San Diego State and UCLA, the women, Stacey Terry's team, also opens the season first regular
UCLA
game at UCLA. Well, it's not at UCLA. It's actually in Anaheim. It'll be on Monday,
November. At the Pond?
At the Pond, I think. Yeah, I guess so. Where else would you play in Anaheim? So that's on November 3rd, a Monday, which is the night before the men's opener. UCLA is number 3 in the nation. In the preseason rankings, they were in the Final Four last year. They beat LSU in the tournament after LSU dismissed the Aztecs. This is going to be a true David Goliath matchup to begin the season. Although Stacey Terry Hudson's team is going to be quite good this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be good enough
That's
to
a
keep
big
up
test.
with UCLA.
Big test first game of the season.
UCLA has an All-American center named Lauren Betts, who's
She's
6'4".
really good.
Her sister is a freshman coming in, also 6'4", and supposedly better than her.
Yeah. I think she got a little more guarded handle to her, too.
Yes. So that's along with 4 of their 5 returning starters, UCLA.
Yeah.
I don't know what got into Stacey Terry Hudson when she signed up for that game, but good luck to the Aztec
iron
women.
Sharpens iron is what her thoughts were.
That's right. That is going to be a tough opener. But the men open officially November 4th on that Tuesday night against
have gotten dicey in this start for Mr. Miller.
Up top of the fourth.
Bases loaded, no outs.
Blue Jays trailing 1-0. I'm trying to think of the series when the was it the Astros and the Nationals in the World Series that year? The home team did not win a single game.
Yes.
So maybe that'll be how this one turns out.
That was crazy.
That was. All right. Speaking of crazy, hopefully the traffic isn't that crazy. We'll take a break.
It's not ready yet, so
find out during the break.
Yes, thank
here
you.
on Gwynn and Chris.
At Verizon, lock in our best price ever.
4:20 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. Incredible play during the break. Miller was bases loaded, no outs. He got a punch out for the first out. I believe it was Clement came up for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Matt Clement.
No, not Matt Clement.
Matt, that's the old Padre pitcher.
Yes. Swinging butt in the most perfect spot that Bryce Miller could ever ask for. It rolls about 2 baseballs in front of the plate. It's starting to roll backwards and foul. Kyle Riley grabs it before it can go foul, steps on home plate, throws the first. They get a 2-3 double play at the end of the inning. And now they have a baby threat happening here on their own.
Bottom of the fourth, still 1-0 Mariners thanks to that play. And I've seen, how many millions? I don't recall ever seeing that. A dribbler like that with the bases loaded where you step
in
on
this
home
spot? No,
and throw it at first?
Never.
2-3 double play. I think everybody saw it and went, what just happened?
Yeah.
But the inning was over just like that.
You know what amazes me about situational baseball is that these guys, when do they think about that? Before each batter comes up?
Every pitch. You should be thinking, not just every batter, every pitch, you should be assessing where am I going with the baseball?
Like Cal Raleigh
and the
should have
options
thought,
I have.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh should have thought, if somebody hits a dribbler 1 foot in front of the plate, I'm stepping on home and throwing to first.
And you got to be, and that's the tough part, is you have to be a good defender is doing that every pitch.
Yeah, that
kind of
amazes
reminds
me because sometimes I see them go to a base, I'm like, wasn't even thinking about going.
You can imagine
those are the guys that aren't thinking about what
this
this
is. This is also why there were so many people on Adderall there for a while.
Because
imagine doing that every pitch at 100 and 200 pitches per game, right?
Dum.
At some point in the inning, you'll be like, what's that person doing in the stands right there?
Am I calling Roberto's or McDonald's after the game?
100%.
Wait, what now?
It's like the time I was an umpire for Little League and they went to me for a check swing and I was not paying attention, so I just went,
gave it a shot.
Exactly.
They've had a 8-6-2 double play and now a 2-2-3 double play.
It was actually an 8-6-2-U because it was 2 unassisted. You got the last 2 outs were 2.
Dang.
That was a weird one for sure.
All right, let's go to a story that me and Chris have been talking about for a while. We've kind of expected this thing. Now we're starting to get more details. Sports books flagged dozens of suspicious bets made by gamblers repeatedly wagering against the same small conferences in at least 11 men's college basketball games over 6 weeks last season, documented by ESPN show. I lost the article. Hold on. Give me a sec.
Well, while you're doing that, I will say that I read an addendum to that, what you just read. The NCAA has decided in order to combat the gambling issue to allow its athletes to gamble on games.
Right. That'll work. That came out earlier this week.
That came out earlier. That's not part of this, but it's actually true.
No, it's very true.
That's what we're doing now.
It says, as the NCAA and federal authorities investigate alleged point shaving in college basketball. Who would have thought? The documents reveal new details about the behavior of alleged gambling syndicate and the game that suspected members targeted between December 1st, 2024 and mid-January 2025. ESPN obtained the documents in public record request. At least 9 sports books in 13 states and 1 Canadian province detected similar unusual betting activity, according to the email sent by IC360, a firm that monitors the betting market for abnormalities. The gamblers kept betting big against the same teams and winning. One of these dudes is in jail right now.
That's not crazy because you can't do that.
Yeah, no, it's seemingly we've and all of it is connected. I think at each point we've talked about a story of a college kid. I think one was at Temple getting into trouble. These are all kind of connected.
And they're all kind of connected, and it just proves to me that these watchdog companies that are watching betting, they are looking for everything because they flagged an account that had not made a bet in a while and they had not signed in a while, and then all of a sudden they're betting on this random game with a large amount.
Right, and some of these bettors are connected to my man who was kicked out of the NBA, Porter.
Oh yeah, Dante Porter.
Dante Porter. And they're looking at everything because some of these cases have turned out to be a nothing burger. My man who was with the Miami Heat, that was with the Celtics for a little bit.
Can't remember his name, but he got cleared.
But he's also, that has also been a part of these guys, the same syndicate. Multiple sources familiar with the federal investigation by U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania told ESPN that the FBI has been interviewing college athletes and believe indictments are forthcoming. The sources said that they have seen evidence of plots to fix college basketball games, which was the scary part from the very beginning. And this was a thing before gambling became legal. So you only knew that once it was legal, that this was going to be a thing.
Yeah, the good news is that, since they made it legal, the
education part
is out there. Yeah. We get a better monitor of it all. It's not being so secretive. They're just cheating right out in front of the open now, which is much better than how it used to be. But, excuse me, there's a phone call. Just wire the money from FanDuel straight to my account. Thank you. That's all.
I think this is very interesting because it seems like players that are not going to go pro in basketball and they're looking to make their money while they can.
Here's what I couldn't help but think of.
They're the ones to target, certainly.
They are the perfect candidate because the big schools, the NIL is taking care of a lot of these
those
kids.
Guys got enough,
but not the smaller schools.
Not the smaller schools.
Not the middle schools.
And so why wouldn't they be the easy target to go after? They're looking at all of their fellow college students that are at bigger schools making money. If you're in the dark world, you're in that world, that's who you're going to target. In much the same way they used to target you at the bank before you was working there.
Yes, and I was not a mark.
There he is.
I was not a mark.
See the guy at teller number 4 there.
Go to teller 4.
That's who we want.
No, I could totally see this. Them forming a friendship with someone, then the being like, hey, doesn't it make you angry that all these guys make all this money? I can make some money for you. I can help you make some money.
The article goes on to say it is not clear if the syndicate is behind all the suspicious bets flagged in the documents, but the games mentioned involve 5 of the 6 schools where the NCAA says 13 former players under investigation for participating in gambling schemes: Eastern Michigan, Temple, New Orleans, North Carolina, AT&T, and Mississippi Valley State.
Oh, that's where.
Keep in mind, keep all that stuff in mind, by the way, before you yourself place a wager, because you might be betting on a team that has already lost the game before it starts.
Already on the take, right?
Yeah.
The first alert issued in this period, however, named a program that the NCAA has not mentioned, Stony Brook. Ironically, the Aztecs played the first game.
Football,
on December 1st, 2024. IC360 received a report from a sports book about unusual betting interest in Norfolk State to cover the first half spread against Stony Brook. The document showed. It goes on to kind of.
So it's not a hot bet.
Go through these bets, and it's the same teams over and over again.
That's the reason that it's so hard now, is because you can bet on anything.
Exactly.
You can bet on a guy to miss his first shot of the game. How difficult would that be to monitor unless the guy gets a breakaway layup and fumbles it out of bounds? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, your first shot of the game, I'm betting you to miss. That's all you got to do is miss one shot.
Well, it's like with Emmanuel Clase and I can't remember the other guy who got.
Oh, that's right. Was the first pitch going to be a strike?
I can't. Not Randy. Garcia.
Wait, what?
No, he used to play for the Padres.
He had 3 names. It was like Luis P. or Luis. You know what? I'm gonna go through my notes.
All right. Well, Emmanuel Clase, I think Ohio, because that's obviously where he plays, Cleveland. I think they're going to do some sort of law where you cannot bet prop bet where one person is responsible for the outcome of the bet. So it has to have multiple people involved instead of just, does he throw his first pitch for a strike or a ball? They're not going to do that anymore, or at least trying to go that route.
That's what the article talks about. It was Ortiz, Luis L. Ortiz.
There
was the
we
guy
go.
you were looking for. That's what the article goes on to say, is they're hoping that more states start to get rid of prop betting, because that is seemingly where these folks have kind of fallen in the pocket and gotten himself in
and
trouble.
those types of bets.
And those are easier to kind of, I would say, probably manipulate more than anything else.
Yes. Well, Emmanuel Clase threw it to the backstop.
Allegedly.
Well, no, I saw him throw it to
he
the
definitely threw it,
backstop.
but it allegedly is because he had a bet on it or whatnot. All right, let's get to break. Big Five on the other side.
There is a team stalking Michael King, and you guys are not going to like it.
Uh-oh. We're Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Gwynn and Chris.
Gwynn and Chris returning. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby earlier revealed the secret sauce, the success behind this show. We have a dick, a dork, and a deer. Skraby didn't like me to say it, but it's true. Leave it to the dork to be uncomfortable with that.
I think the
dork, deer.
No, the one that you don't want to.
Oh, you think that we all can be that from time to time? Yeah.
Oh, totally. I mean,
I think
you're probably the least.
I think I have a pretty good portion of size of that, though. Unfortunately,
I also have a very large
big
portion of
the
that.
other.
Tony's got a sliver of a portion of that.
Every now and again, you and I are sweethearts, but Tony has the deer category as well. All right, 436 scoreboard update. Toronto Springer doubles off the fence, top of the fifth. Toronto ties it at Seattle 1-1. It is game 5, and the Mariners went to the bullpen there after Bryce Miller had 4 shutout innings. Matt Brash taking over in the 5th. And with 2 outs and 2 on,
it's the last guy you want to see.
Here comes trouble. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now
he just walked that guy in front of him. So you set yourself up for these situations. I mean,
but here's the deal, Tony. This is one thing I've thought about in the past, and this is a perfect spot to ask the question. If the runners right now were at second and third, you would walk Guerrero, no questions asked.
Yep.
So why not?
Do it
with
now.
a base open, just walk him anyway and load him up. You're going to pitch to this guy.
I've never understood that, ever.
They're nibbling right now.
It's literally the same thing.
But it would be the same thing.
Same
walk
exact
him,
thing.
load the bases, and pitch to this next batter. I mean, could be your season right here.
I mean, if this was Ohtani, he would be on first base already.
Oh, they're putting him on. Nope.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No, the count is 2-0, but Guerrero is still in the batter's box.
There's no way they're pitching.
It's absolutely incredible how hot he is right now. He's got a 23-27 OPS in the last couple of games.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
I haven't
before.
either. And there's 2 on, 2
They're
out.
not throwing him
with a
one
base
strike.
open. We got to watch this.
They threw him a strike.
Wow, on the corner. All right. You know what? I'm rooting for Seattle because I think I know more people who are Seattle fans, and I'd like to see them be happy, but because of this poor managerial move, I'm rooting for Guerrero to hit one out of the park.
He almost chased it.
3-1 is the count. We're doing kind of play-by-play, which we're not really supposed to do, but this is a key moment in the American League Championship Series, to be sure.
Everybody knows it. They're all standing up.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like the whole series seems like they're going to just walk him. They might as well
Of course they're going to walk
originally.
him.
No,
He swung.
He went after one.
Ball 4. He's going to get another ball. He's not going to get another strike. If he swings, he's going to punch.
I didn't like what Matt Brash did before he came up. He walked off the field with a clear ball that he threw like it was a strike.
It's no different than the point up on the homer.
Oh, yeah,
it's the same thing.
It's like, no, it's right there. It's right there.
Yeah,
oh, wait, no, it's not. It's actually gone.
Same thing.
They're going to let the drama build. 2 on, 2 out. The step off the rubber, which resets the clock.
He's gonna chase this.
Going to throw him a curve outside the zone,
he's gonna
and
chase
Guerrero's going to swing wildly, Tony says. Threw him
Oh,
an inside
heater!
fastball.
Did you see the look he
and
gave him
punched
after?
him.
Like, man.
He was not looking for that.
That was a gutsy move
That
by the
was
Mariners.
Big marvel.
He was not even remotely expecting that pitch. Tied up at 1, though. The Blue Jays have evened it. They'll go to the bottom of the 5th. We go to traffic and today's version of the Big 5.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Well, you'd think it was raining with all these accidents, guys. Let me start with some issues on the coastline. Now, you're going to find Las Pulgas on and off ramps blocked to north and southbound 5, all due to a special event. South 5 coastline before Harbor Drive. There's a collision involving several vehicles. Tow trucks on scene. Everything over to the right shoulder. Then up ahead, we still have this other accident before Santa Fe Drive. Those vehicles are in the center divide. Okay, I wish I was done, but there are a few other problems I got to mention. Southbound side of the 805 at the 8, stalled vehicle partially in the fast lane, and northbound side of the 805 past Adams Avenue. Accident still blocking the 2 right lanes. Getting a stalled vehicle pushed over the right shoulder westbound King Freeway at 30th Street. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station. 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, I'm going to tell you who is being stalked. I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to play you some audio from John Schneider, the Blue Jays manager, after a reporter asked him, what was it like trying to take Max Scherzer out of the game last night? He had a funny story. So we'll get started, actually, with the Padres.
Scherzer gave him a look with one brown eye and one green one.
He said with both color eyes.
Scared him to keep him in.
5.
He definitely stared him down. It was a fun Max Scherzer moment last night. The Big Five is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. All right, I was reading some rumors from the San Francisco area this morning, and one of them caught me by surprise. Quote, a team to watch for Michael King is the San Francisco Giants. Buster Posey hasn't exactly made it a secret that they'll be targeting starting pitching this winter. Posey and co. should be very familiar with King at this point, and he'd make an excellent fit at the pitcher-friendly Oracle Park. So Chris is up first. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you don't need him, 10 being you 100% need him, how much do the Padres need Michael King in a Padres uniform next season?
I need Michael King a 9, but I need whoever posted that to give me some factual evidence behind it, and I need that at 10. I honestly don't know whether any of it's true, and it's so easy now.
I don't think this person is reporting it as fact. I think they're reporting it as something that they've heard.
Why are we even discussing it?
Because it's Michael King.
But now every player the Padres have that is available is then coveted by every team. If you just want to put it down on a sheet of paper.
I guess you're right there.
It's kind of what we do. I get it. But I don't care that they're interested. He's staying here. Tony told me.
Wow. I'm not going to do that to you, Tony. Tony, 1 to 10, 1 being you don't need him, 10 being you 100% need him. How much do the Padres need Michael King next
10.
season? 10. Okay.
10, yeah.
Yeah. They don't. You don't know what's up with you. You don't have Dylan coming. Well, he's a free agent as well. Michael's not a free agent, but it's a mutual option. So if one decides they don't want in on it, he's a free agent. That leaves you with Joe.
You.
We don't know.
We don't know
with you.
So Joe.
Definite Joe. Definite Vasquez.
Pavetta.
Definite Pavetta. Yes, they 100%.
If somebody
10, 11.
If somebody tweeted that, according to reports or according to sources, the Giants might be willing to pay $100 million a year for Michael King, then now I'd be a little concerned about that. But if they're just saying they're interested, why shouldn't they be interested?
Well, they have the money, and Buster Posey has been saying that they're going to go big in this offseason. So I would think that means Michael King.
You think? Like he's the biggest pitcher out there?
No,
Okay.
I don't. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the biggest free agent
it's a little
pitcher
early
is,
for all of that.
Number 4.
All right, last night, Blue Jays manager John Schneider tried to take Max Scherzer out of the game. Actually, I'm going to try to put this up on the screen real quick because I need people to see it because it was hilarious. But he pitched really well for the Blue Jays last night, and Max Scherzer did not want to come out of the game. And John Schneider was asked by the media about that, trying to take him out. Here's what he said.
I've been waiting for that all year, for Max to yell at me on the mound. And I think at that point, you know, there's numbers, there's projections, there's strategy, and there's people. So I was trusting people, you know, and I think in that moment you kind of relive every conversation I've had with him over the course of the year, and trusted him to make pitches. You know, I was joking with him. You know, I've been waiting for that moment since our Zoom call in the offseason before we signed him. Loved it. There's a little more of that in between to send him back out for the 6th too. Talking about how we don't talk to him when he's starting. I definitely talked to him, and that was another fun conversation in the tunnel. So he was awesome, man. You know, and when a guy is in it, when a guy is in the arena performing and doing well, I'm going to trust him to continue to do it.
I think Chris loved what he just heard because isn't that what you always talk about, Chris?
Yeah.
Sticking with your guy?
Pretty sure Blake Snow would have told old Kevin Cash the same thing if he would have asked him.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah, Blake didn't have that in him. He might say that now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Back then, he would have just...
He would have walked off.
And, well, the way he handled it after the game, too, was very, like step in line type of answer.
Let me tell you, not too many young dudes have that part in them yet. That takes some time and just knowing that you know that you know.
Well, with all due respect to all those professionals, when I was a freshman or sophomore, I flipped the ball to Coach Dietz halfway off the field.
That
didn't go too well.
Didn't
for
work
me,
well for you, huh?
That's how much I wanted to stay in that game.
Dietz.
All right, here is the question.
I keep waiting for some.
I can just see it.
Like I was watching Scherzer last night. I'm like, how is he staying on the mound? He's not happy right now.
I do like it that John Schneider said he's been thinking about it ever since he signed him.
He's seen it from a distance for so long.
That would make me nervous.
The thing is,
anxiety.
Here's probably what he took from that. Max, he said it was the first time all year he'd done it, which probably means Max hadn't been in that zone at any point this season.
Yeah.
So when he got to that point, he was like, "There ain't no way in hell you taking me out of this. I ain't pitched like this all year."
I think Max, if I'm reading lips, said no, just no.
Max has always been one of my favorites.
Here's the question, Tony. What current active pitcher other than Max Scherzer would you be nervous to take out of a game?
Oh, as the manager going out to remove him?
Yes.
I mean, Nick is up there.
Nick Pivetta, I was thinking of him when I wrote the question.
I think it's hard to see it now because Kirsch is different than he, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Going to get Kirsch, it might have been a problem.
I think Nick Pivetta is a good one, though.
Go to Chris. I'll come up with some more.
All right, Chris, which pitcher would you be nervous to take out other than Max Scherzer? Because Madison Bumgarner's not pitching anymore, so you can't choose him.
How about Roldis Chapman? Somebody like that.
I can see that.
A reliever trying to close down a game, and I'm like, don't think you have it tonight, Roldis. I don't know if it's just him, but I was just thinking something a little different there. Because, I mean, most managers make the move before they get out there now, right? They don't even ask. So it's a moot point most of the time.
It is. Do you have any more, Tony?
No.
All right. If you think of any.
Mike Schilt gets one step, or got back, and now it's past tense, but he would normally get one step out of the dugout and he'd make the motion.
Yeah, it wasn't a choice.
There was no,
Number 3.
Apple TV has clinched U.S. rights to Formula One, adding its live races to flagship streaming service Apple TV in the wake of the Brad Pitt movie blockbuster F1 the movie. Have you guys seen that movie?
My kids did. They liked it.
Great movie.
Really
it's very long, but Brad Pitt and everything is very good.
If you didn't say every movie you've ever seen was great,
That's also true.
I might be willing to check it
This
out.
is a good movie, and it's caused
That is also very true.
It's caused so much interest in F1 F1 that Apple paid a bunch of money to broadcast to the U.S. They secured a 5-year agreement for the broadcasting rights starting next year. Financial terms are undisclosed, but Apple's bid of between $120 and $150 million per year significantly surpassed ESPN's $90 million offer. F1 parent Liberty Media CEO Derek Chain hinted at advanced talks with a partner last month, and it looks like it's done now. So Chris is up. If sports goes, I'm going to ask you to put it on one streaming service instead of a million.
Okay.
Which streaming service would you want sports to go to?
I'll just say Netflix because I got a button and it's one button away.
That's a good point.
Apple's like 3 or 4 buttons away, and it tends to buffer a lot longer than the other ones.
Oh, did you guys have Prime TV buffering
Prime does
last
the
night?
same thing.
Oh, so you did. Okay, so it wasn't just my TV that was.
I didn't
messing
watch
up.
the game, so
No,
but
I'm
I
just
know
saying,
Prime does buffer.
Between
though.
Prime and Apple, they both buffer, and by that time, in my mind, the game's like, it's already over. Come on. So I guess Netflix. Certainly not Peacock, because if that's the case, I'm not watching any sports.
I thought about Peacock.
I hate Peacock.
I like Peacock.
Tony, if there's a streaming app, which one would you choose to air sports?
I like ESPN's app.
It's better. It's better.
I like the new kind of it's separated in categories.
Yep.
You can find what you want. But I think Chris is right. Netflix is I think we've been using Netflix the longest out of all of these streaming spots. So it's just there's a comfort level there. I think
comfort level.
Yeah, I think Netflix. is
I mean,
probably
they are
one.
getting it. I think they're doing the home run derby.
I
next
tell you
year.
what, I watched that Bud Crawford Canelo fight on Netflix.
It was fine.
It was perfect. No
and
issues.
in 4K.
And in 4K. It was beautiful.
I got watched stupidly Jake Paul.
Yeah, I
fight
watched
Mike
that one
Tyson
too.
on that.
That was a disaster.
That was
wasn't
time
it?
I can
That
never
was like
get
one of their
back.
first ones.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
That's time I can never get back.
Nate on the chat says, quote, Air Bud, great movie. Matt Skraby. Air Bud is a good movie. So
There it is. He just backed you up, Nate.
It doesn't matter what movie
Air
it
Bud
is.
is a
Nate,
really
it
fun
doesn't
movie.
matter what movie it is.
Anybody on the chat that's seen
Howard
F1,
the
tell
Duck,
me.
great movie.
I've never seen Howard the Duck.
Well,
you
know
what
it's
movie-
honestly rated as the worst movie ever made. So I think you should try it to see if you enjoy it.
I thought that The Room was the worst movie, which I have watched, and it's pretty terrible, but it's hilarious at the same
See, he
time.
finds some good in everything.
Yeah, I do.
Number 2.
All right, for the game again between the Browns and the Dolphins on Sunday, it's going to have some weather, Chris.
Yeah.
The game in Cleveland could have 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts. The National Weather Service says this is, quote, certainly a system worth keeping an eye on, end quote, as a stronger storm may actually materialize. The current forecast, 94% chance of rain, 30 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts, and 65 degrees. So that's nice. Tony, we talked about this before with postponing games, but is something like a 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gust and torrential downpours a postponable type game?
Is it going to rain? It just
Yes,
started wind.
94% chance of rain.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. 65 degrees is not that.
Yeah, that's not that bad, but the 60 mile an hour winds is pretty bad.
I mean, what's bad? Like is the raindrops going to hurt somebody because it's coming in so hard?
I think it's more of like the field's going to get messed up.
I think the field's this is kind of what football is made for.
Oh,
Did you hear all the thing about
yesterday
Steelers?
You guys said the whole thing about the Steelers. Oh, they shouldn't have to play.
Well, no,
They're gonna get hurt.
the difference is that no one else is playing on Cleveland's field, right? This is in Cleveland. I
Yes,
assume?
yes.
This is just their field. The problem with the Pittsburgh field is that everybody and their mom is playing on that field besides them, and it's getting no rest. So I think this field can hold up for one game under these extreme conditions. Yes.
Ben Roethlisberger, side note, said Pitt should not be playing at that stadium anymore. Like, Ben, you don't have any, like, really what?
He's just saying
wow.
Wow, yeah.
Jeez,
Where are
Chris.
we at, 3?
Is this a no? This was 2.
Okay.
Is this a postponable type game?
Yeah, I definitely postponed
Because
it
it's
to give
the
the Dolphins hope.
Oh.
But no, it's not, and they're going to get crushed because they can't play in any
weather.
All right, last one real quick. Russell Dorsey, our guy, tweeted this out last night, but it was Jeff Passan at the Dodger Brewer game. He drinks a Coke with a red vine straw.
He said, "Is this
Wait,
your
who does?
He said,
Jeff
"Is this
Passan.
this your
Jeff
guys'
Passan
savior?"
does?
He said, "Baseball, is this your king?" How? I mean, there's no question. It's just that's gross.
I mean, can we be honest? I mean, when you look at Jeff, is it surprising that he drinks soda out of a licorice?
No.
No.
I will add though that those are two of my favorite items on the planet.
Wait,
I just
combine them.
don't
Why
think
not?
I'd put them together.
What about Twizzlers, Chris? You're a red vine guy,
No, I
right?
hate Twizzlers.
All right.
Can't
We
stand
get
it.
back
Love Twizzlers.
more on the latest news on the day on 97.3 The Fan.
Born and raised in
Blue Jays have taken a 2-1 lead in the sixth.
Yeah.
Clement with a RBI single, giving the Blue Jays a 2-1 lead.
Should have never been an RBI.
Yeah.
Alejandro Kirk was on second base. He's not fleet of foot
at all.
He was about halfway between third and home when the throw arrived from right field. Except for the throw was about 25 feet offline.
Technically,
so
he was halfway between home and first when the throw got there, but the throw was also halfway between home
the throw
and third.
was between home and third, and he was between home and third. It was really a bad throw.
Yeah. Canzone did not give his best throw.
So, got to take your starting pitcher out after 4 shutout innings. So good for the Mariners. They've turned it to their bullpen, and each reliever has coughed up a run.
Chris, you keep pushing that.
I know you
keep
do.
pushing
You really
that narrative.
do.
So
yes, he had 4 shutout innings, but he was in trouble, as you just finished telling us, every single inning.
Don't care. He was getting out of it. Never take a pitcher out with a shutout, Tony.
That is just
as a
not
former
true.
pitcher.
Bryce, former pitcher.
Hey,
Okay.
Dietz tried to do it to me. You saw what happened
Flip
to
the
him.
ball.
I had a shutout. Come on.
He knew you were teetering on disaster. He was like, "Gotta get this guy out of here before he gives up a bunch of runs."
75 pitches through 3, Chris. This is not working.
What do you mean I'm throwing a shutout?
I wish I could teleport back in time to see you flip this ball to Coach.
By the way,
I can imagine it too.
Tony, you know that I pitched way before they had a pitch count, so
That's
nobody
true.
knew.
That's true.
I could throw as many as need be.
He was just like, "Hey, man, it's been a little bit. You giving up nothing."
Yeah. All right. Go to the bullpen. Got to go to the bullpen.
I would not trust Bryce Miller in another inning if I was what's his name? Dan Wilson.
Yeah, well.
He did.
He didn't. Now he's losing. So there you go.
Chris, let's talk about your favorite sport, NHL.
Okay.
I read a report today in the Athletic that expansion teams will carry a price tag of at least $2 billion.
Whoa.
Is that
how many more do they want to have in the NHL?
It sounds like 2.
Yeah.
But 2 maybe I'm just unaware. I didn't know hockey teams were going for $1 billion.
I didn't know they're making that kind of money. I mean, they're certainly not making it in TV revenue, right? I mean, ESPN, lowballed them because ESPN does that.
Now, the article says
general.
that the NHL is not actively seeking expansion, but it's already established a floor for what any future franchise would cost.
Oh, wow. I just looked up the NHL team worth the most. The
Rangers?
Maple Leafs.
Oh, the Leafs, huh?
How much?
$3.8 billion.
Wow.
Rangers are $3.5
So,
billion.
you know what? I think this is further proof that no longer is, if anyone is trying to buy a team because they know it is actually a lucrative thing.
You are, you have a license to print money if you own a team,
Yeah.
apparently. I mean, if you're an NHL
Do you
team's
remember
worth-
when people were trying to sell teams in like the 80s and 90s? No one's
I
selling
remember
now.
when,
Everybody's trying to get in.
the NHL has gone through, some incredible growing pains. I guess it's like every sport, but I mean, there were teams changing location almost every year. I mean, Atlanta's had 2 teams in their not so illustrious history. Both have left. One went to Calgary. One went to where the last of the Atlanta Thrashers went to Winnipeg or somewhere. Anyway,
Minnesota?
No, that's not them. Minnesota went to Dallas. Then Minnesota got a new team. Atlanta went to Calgary. Atlanta got a new team. That one left. Hartford left for Carolina.
I liked Hartford.
I did too. They had the whale.
Yeah,
the
I like
whale.
the whale.
Blue and green. Good colors.
Evidently, the people in Hartford didn't like it
No,
enough.
apparently not.
So, now all of a sudden, teams are, it's just a big deal.
How about this? Gary Bettman told our board of governors, this is John Ledecky talking. He's the owner of the co-owner of the New York Islanders. He says Gary Bettman told our Board of Governors meeting that their expansion, the minimum price would be $2 billion plus a $500 million to $600 million equity commitment for a new arena. So it's really going to cost you more than about 2.6. What's going to cost you?
I got that in the couch. So
are tickets affordable in your mind, Tony Gwynn Jr.? It's hard to
overall,
ask because we tend to get lucky on tickets. But yeah, could you afford? Would you go to a Laker game?
No,
just for the hell of it.
No,
I don't think you can.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna look up LA Kings.
I got a family
tickets.
of 6, so if I'm going, it's like 2 of us are going, and we might be able to pull that off.
I mean, it's so much money, and that's to sit in a seat that you can't really see a whole lot. I'm not talking about having one of the really good ones.
No, you're not close.
And I think if you're the NHL, don't you have to one of the reasons, there's 2 reasons why San Diego doesn't have a team. First of all, hats off and kudos. Gulls fans still come out there, 5,000-6,000 people to see Gulls hockey, and they're great fans. So I'm not trying to, disparage any of that. But as I used to tell the Gulls fans many years ago when I was doing the games, and I'll tell them again, you wish for the NHL, but be careful what you wish for. Because if there was ever an arena here where you could get an NHL team and they moved one here, it would price most of you out. I really believe in order to have an NHL team supported and an NBA, almost everything has to be corporate sales. You have to sell to businesses. You have to sell to corporations and make deals in advertising. A few people can afford season tickets. Yeah. You and I were just talking about trying to get 2 tickets to go to one Laker game. Imagine if the guy called from the Lakers and said, "You interested in season tickets?" Like, what?
I'd be like,
yeah, but go to
how much
40 games?
How much is it going to cost?
And it's $300 a game. I mean, so yeah, that's the thing about those two sports in particular. Football is incredibly expensive, but they're only asking for it 7-8 times a year.
Right.
Baseball is expensive too.
Oh, but football builds in that 7-8 times a year into the cost. My friend told me that they went up to a Chargers game last year, legitimately cost him and his family over $700 to go to a game.
For sure. And that's probably
for how many people?
5.
And they got 700.
That's probably on the lower side right there.
I mean,
for 5 people.
And I'm not trying to pick on SeaWorld. I shouldn't, but they're the first one I clicked in on. Bring 5 people to SeaWorld on a Saturday. Tell me how much that costs you. By the time you park and buy lunch,
that's got to be around $5 bills.
700. It's going to be up there more, maybe.
I mean, did you see that Disneyland raised prices and
you don't even get the early entrance anymore?
No,
how about that?
No, you have to pay extra for the Fast Pass and Lightning Lane or whatever it's called. If you want to go to a Los Angeles Kings game tomorrow night, you can get some pretty decently priced tickets. $40 for the back of the Staples Center or Crypto.com arena. But those are pretty well priced. There's a lot of options for $45. But if you want to go to a Lakers game,
you're way up there though, aren't you?
You're literally last row. Yeah. But I think is hockey it's better
okay
to see it from the high?
It's okay to be up high, but the upper row, in a corner, it's going to be
Well, this one was not in the corner. It was $47. But the lowest price I see for Lakers tickets is $70 for the back row. And a basketball game, you need to be a little bit
Well, if you got
closer.
your iPhone, you got a new iPhone, you could.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen people zoom in. And
That's crazy. You're watching a game.
Wait, you look at your phone and the game. Oh, my goodness.
You could zoom in because at that height, you're kind of up there.
You can also go and sit courtside for $6,400 a seat if you would like to do that.
How much?
I'll tell you one thing.
$6,400.
I would rather pay $6,000 to sit one game courtside than $70 to sit in the upper row and not see the court. I really would. I mean, I don't have the money, but that is an experience. We've talked about it before.
I'm going to look at 49ers tickets just real quick.
I also want to be fair to SeaWorld. They have a limited time offer right now, $117 each for an adult. There you go.
I'm finding tickets for the 49ers, obviously up in the rafters for this Sunday night, $92 a ticket. I think that's all right.
It's
But
not bad.
if you want to go like to the middle section,
How much does it
and
go? So 96 to what?
$232 per seat for like a middle section. Football games, I think you could sit at the top. Football games are okay with that.
I sat at the top in the Charger game. I will tell you.
Well,
that.
then you had to.
Once I could look past drunk Bronco,
I was gonna
fan,
say.
I saw a pretty good game.
I was gonna say you have to deal with people like
upside
that.
down. You didn't have to look at him too long anyway.
Right. I'm hoping in the nice seats down there on the 50-yard line, you know.
Oh,
drunk Bronco
that guy's
fan.
getting removed down under the
Right,
nice
yeah.
seats for
Yeah,
sure.
he sat next to us for a whole quarter.
Look at this. I'm looking at this seat right here for $341. It's on the 50-yard line.
It's just one.
It's just one ticket, but it's affordable. I guess
That's not affordable.
for $341 for a 50-yard line ticket. That's pretty good.
I mean, no one's going by themselves though.
Yeah.
So you're not just. I mean, I guess you could just say, you know what, it's just gonna be me going there. All right, son, it's your turn. You get to go to the game by yourself today.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous. I mean, I can't believe my grandpa had 4 seasons.
Let's turn back time again. When I was in high school, when I got a ticket and I could drive, I mean, a ticket, when I got a license and I could finally drive, I used to go to a Dodger game. I went to many by myself. I didn't mind. I would sit out in the pavilion. I would keep score. I'd have a good time. And it was $1. So,
wow.
You know, that was cool. Padres out in the outfield when I got to San Diego State were $3 sitting in left field.
That's crazy to me. I've never been in a place where I've ever paid $3 for a ticket to a game.
So those are those days. And we understand those aren't coming back anytime soon.
Back when Aztecs football with Kevin O'Connell, I remember going with my friends. We could get really cheap tickets for that. And then we would just pay it all back in beer money. But
With San Diego State?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We used to just sit in the parking lot.
I was about to say that's what most people were doing.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Tailgate. All right, let's get to. Is it me? Yeah, let's get to break. What we got on the other side?
You guys are gonna recap the Athletic article from this morning.
Yes. More drama on the other side. Gwynn and Chris. Here's some traffic.
From the 8th.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home, it's just going to be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it. With dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now, I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard. It's like a hard.
5:20 on the clock. SDFC wrapping up its regular season tomorrow in Portland. And we'll have the latest on the MLS playoff chase. Max Britos coming up at the bottom of the hour. Play-by-play voice of MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. The SDFC right now currently 3 points back of Vancouver with one match left. SDFC must win in Portland. Vancouver lose to Dallas. And that would give SDFC the title in the Western Conference. Otherwise, they could conceivably fall all the way to fourth. It's that close right now. Should they lose in Portland?
So LAFC's on their tail, and there's a Minnesota. Yeah,
right. So it's a big.
Sorry,
Scraby just
I didn't realize
skid marks on the floor over
that's
there.
A different skid marks.
Yeah, I know they are.
My shoes are basketball shoes.
Okay.
But George Springer just took a pitch to the kneecap.
And that hurt. That made your feet move.
Yes, it made me cringe.
It made your feet move.
It did. It was bad. It was like dead on to the kneecap.
It's about the only bad news right now for the Blue Jays. They lead over Seattle 2-1, top of the seventh.
Skid marks.
Toronto trying to.
What did he say that one day? He was. Gosh, it's on one of our opens.
What did I say?
Yeah, you
that he's gonna wipe his butt. You're gonna wipe my butt.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
Play it.
I don't have it with me. I mean,
he
it's
says,
just
I hope they wipe your butt for you, or something like that.
Yeah,
I didn't say I was gonna wipe your butt. I would never.
All right, fine. I'm gonna go try to find it now. I'm gonna go try to find it now.
I thought he was trying to say wipe the floor with you, but he ended up going that
went
route.
all the way. 2-1.
Here it is. Here it is. Hold on.
Here we go. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Oh my gosh.
What you got? We got a delay.
They didn't fix it.
That's fine.
Oh, Chris needs to hear this now.
All right. Well, I'm waiting
forever.
I'm just trying to make radio decent.
Okay, here we go. I gotta go through this whole thing.
The workday is coming to an end.
It is 5 o'clock.
That's at the end of this.
All tomorrow.
But Gwynn and Chris
almost
are
there.
just getting started.
Sports talk it is.
Your hosts, Tony Gwynn Jr.
You know what? It fits in line
after this.
with your like of sports.
and Chris Ello.
Kind of rooting for you in the Fantabulous Sports Game Show until a moment ago. Now I hope you get your butt wiped again.
You're
You're not saying anything about me wiping your butt.
But you hope.
I did. I hope you got it wiped.
That
That's
was
all.
funny. That was funny.
Looking out for your cleanliness there.
Thank you. Dude wipes. And
Springer's coming out of this ball game, by the way.
Springer's limping out. Yes, he will not be able to stay in. Jays, like I said, 2-1 lead in the top of the seventh there. Dodgers and Brew Crew getting underway shortly in La La Land, where they are expecting a sweep. The Dodgers are. One football score worth passing along late second quarter. Louisville. Leading over number 2 ranked the U.
Should I text Jesse?
14-10. Louisville on top by 4 over the Canes at the moment. That's still first half, Tony. I wouldn't text Jesse.
I mean,
if they go 21-10, maybe you nudge him.
I don't want him to be upset, so I don't.
Well, you're not going to call the game with him for another 6 months. He'll probably get over it by then.
the first time he sees Tony at spring training, he's like, I still can't believe you texted me that.
And you gave the score. Dare you?
He's watching. Don't worry.
All right. The Athletic had the article today. Recommend you read it if you're a Padre fan. You want all of the insight to it. We talked about it earlier in the show, but if for those just tuning in, Athletic writing that A.J. Preller's future does remain uncertain, and they actually back that one up because it is uncertain in the sense that A.J. does not have a contract beyond this year. I think if they can get that extended, then that it all goes away. But for now, he does not have an extension. The Athletic article also points out that CEO Eric Grupner does have an extension and he will be here for a while still. It also infers, perhaps, according to sources, that while A.J. Preller was a Mike Schilt fan 2 years ago, A.J. Preller wanted to hire Ryan Flaherty as the new manager, and that the sources say there were those above him that overruled.
Yeah.
I don't think they mentioned Grupner by name there, but I think that was kind of the inference. Anyway, it's a like I said, I think there's an article where you kind of opens your eyes a little, like a couple things, and then there's some clickbait like that. So, again, his sources say that he was overruled. Well, okay, maybe, but who knows?
It's a tough thing about all of this, right? I mean, it wasn't as detailed as what Kevin had with the 20 sources that he pulled up,
right.
But it certainly is. There's certainly some people talking. It certainly seems like, because there's a lot of information out there, whether it's true or not, no one actually knows.
Is it important to know all the reasons why Mike Schilt is no longer here?
No, I think in this case, though, it's trying to point to why AJ may not or may be extended, may not be extended. They're seem to be presenting different reasons for why that is, and also how this coaching search could go moving forward, right? I mean, I'm sure Ryan Flaherty is going to be someone.
He will probably be in the discussion
if giving permission by the Cubs, because ultimately that has to happen first. I'm sure he'll be one of the guys interviewed for this.
I would think the Cubs would give him permission, right? Is there an organization
that says no?
That says no?
Oh yeah.
Keeps a guy from having a chance to be a manager?
Maybe not a manager. If it's a lateral move, for sure they'll be
lateral,
like no.
Yeah.
Maybe not a manager though.
Well, I don't know. I think what a lot of these articles want us to believe, and again, Ken Rosenthal's name on this article, so I take it with a grain of salt, although Dennis Lin's also on it. I think Dennis has maybe a little more knowledge. He covers the team every day. Ken Rosenthal probably has, quote, his sources that, and this is where that all is coming from. But a lot of people, it seems to me, ever since Mike Schilt announced he was retiring, but the story broke officially Monday morning at 9:00. It seems to me that for 4.5 days since then, everybody's basically been trying to unearth the fact that the Padres organization is dysfunctional.
That's what it seems like.
Right?
It's trying to point to.
Yeah. And I still haven't seen anything credible that shows me that's true. But there's a lot of people who tell me they have a source or they heard something or that guy said something. And this whole organization is just behind the scenes is a complete mess.
You're usually not having this kind of success when you're having dysfunction.
I would tend to agree with that. Yeah. But again, that's kind of what's been happening. So if you want to see the latest, the Athletic article is there.
Andy on the chat says, we have to know so we can be angry at something, which is the
Fair
truth.
enough, Andy.
Which
Fair
is
enough.
the truth.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's productive whatsoever.
I'm just interested in who the next manager is going to be. And if they re-up AJ, I don't really care about the rest of it. Because
and I hope they re-up AJ. I mean, I think they need to.
Absolutely.
They're not gonna. There's no way there's anyone out there gonna come in.
I can't
fresh off the street, pick up where AJ's left off, and do this job with this team without at least having a period of getting familiar with the whole organization. Also,
can you think of anybody that has been more creative under the same type of circumstances anywhere in the league? I can't.
No, I mean, if you want to,
maybe the Brewers. Brewers might be the other team that can take,
You mean the only team in baseball that could hit worse than the Padres in the playoffs?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't compare the two.
Maybe not. I've only mentioned them because they're a low payroll team that is consistently getting into the postseason.
I know what you're saying.
If you would like for boring trade deadlines, if you would like for
I remember,
middling players, then I think that's what you would get if you let AJ Preller go.
Well, that doesn't guarantee that.
I know.
I just can't believe you'd have the same success right now. Not under these circumstances. But we'll all find out together where it all goes. And we'll go in the meantime to a quick timeout ahead of our soccer interview with Max Britos. Look forward to that, giving you an update on SDFC. Don't forget Aztec basketball
tonight.
Tonight, the scrimmage at Viejas, I believe.
Chris is all suited and booted.
I know. I have my.
down there.
I know.
He's
I wore
in
jeans.
his out in the town.
It's
clothes.
ridiculous. I wore jeans and socks today to work, and Skraby's, oh, where are you headed?
Well, I know that anytime he wears
you
that
don't
outfit,
usually wear that stuff.
When you wear that combo on the bottom, the jeans and the shoes, I know you're going.
He's got the hard bottoms on. Yeah.
I know. I know it's happening.
He's definitely
this guy
going out of the town tonight.
can't stand shoes.
I like shoes better than belts. Belts are my all-time least favorite clothing item.
Why? Belts are
needed, man.
Yeah.
Hate a belt.
Why?
That's how you get plumber
You get
crack,
cinched
man.
up around the middle there.
You get cinched.
No good.
It's either cinched up with the belt or crack showing without
Plumber
one.
crack?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that either, but I've seen plumber crack with belt.
Yeah,
And
me
that is
too.
not a good combination.
You know, that's kind of funny. I actually was.
I don't know that I've seen plumber
What?
crack.
You haven't
with
seen
belt?
it?
I
Oh,
have.
yes.
I
Come
have.
on.
I
Yeah.
have.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier
Belt's
this
clearly
week.
not doing the job. Then
No,
if you
belt
see
not
crack.
doing the job at all.
Earlier this week, I was on a walk with the dogs, and I thought that no one was around, but I knew my plumber crack was hanging. And I turn around, and there's someone standing right there. It was embarrassing. It
You
was.
try to drop your hoodie down so
I know. I stood up real quick, and I was like, "Oh man!"
You had one of those small shirts on again, didn't you?
No, I would never.
And if there's any argument at all as to who the dork part of the show is,
it's
more confirmation for you. All right, Gwynn and Chris, final segment to come.
Coming up on
Skraby once again knocked my camera down. Now he's getting it fixed again. Either way, last segment of the happy hour. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Love how
you.
it's balanced on a post that's about the same size as the base of the camera.
It is. I'll
And
show
if
you.
anybody breathes
It's
too
been
heavily,
pretty
that's
there.
going down.
It's right there.
All these joints is Jimmy rigged in here. We got them. We got them on top of computers, posts. None of them are actually hooked up the way they probably should. But hey, we make it work here at Gwynn and Chris.
Somehow.
Yeah, no doubt about it. If you guys were, missed our interview earlier in this show, you're in luck. Max, is it Bretas, excuse me. Max Bretas, play-by-play MLS season pass, joined us to talk a little SDFC and really how this decision Saturday is going to play out. A bunch of different scenarios. In all likelihood, SDFC is going to finish anywhere between second and fourth. It's important to win, not just because it gives them a chance to possibly, be finished first in the West, but it would also prevent them from falling down to third or fourth, where it's not
If they stay second and win the first round, which is a best of three,
right. You
then in the second round, which is your conference semifinal, it's a one game,
and you get to
and
host
you
that.
get it at home.
Right.
So that's why this
So,
one's big.
This one, it could be big for what was the nickname that we had that everybody had settled on?
The Chrome.
The Chrome.
And then we got Badmouth for the Chrome.
So are we not calling them the Chrome?
No, the
then?
last
Craig
guest-
Elson created
the Chrome.
Craig Elson created the Chrome.
Boom.
We're
We're going
trying
with
to
the
give a
Chrome.
little.
But I think it
credence-
was more. I think it was in Spanish.
We're trying to give credence to the Chrome.
Okay. We'll give it
But
to-
the last guest we had, when we brought it up, said,
right.
you're still trying to sell us on
To the
that one."
I did say that.
So I've
That's
kind
right.
of backed down on it a little bit, I'm not sure anymore.
Still 2-1 ball game. Blue Jays ahead of the Mariners as they enter the eighth.
They got 7 in the books.
Hmm.
Yeah, Mariners got 6 swings
Tick,
left.
tick. And in the Brewers Dodgers, just underway as Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Brewers changed their lineup again a little bit today.
Yeah, by the way,
Bryce Terang leading
the
off.
Brewers keep changing their lineup. The Mariners keep changing theirs, and it's not working.
No, it's not.
To all of you Padre fans who go, how come we never change the lineup? Doesn't guarantee anything.
Nothing.
Just a
We're
reminder.
giving us a different look.
All right.
Sure. Just another reason to be upset. All right. We're going to check some traffic, and then we're going to get to our interview of the day.
From the
end of the season, and we just talked about it this weekend is the finale of the regular season. We move into postseason play, and you mentioned Messi. He's at the forefront of this MVP conversation, back-to-back years if he wins it. And then you mentioned the Whitecaps. They got a guy like Thomas Mueller on that team. What is it about the quality of these players that even at the age that they get older, that they still are having these dominant seasons in this league?
Well, Tony, it's something. I mean, I think part of it is, well, I'll age myself because I remember like when we were watching sports in the 80s and 90s, it would be, you get 32, 33, you're at the end of the road regardless of what sport. And soccer is certainly the top of the list because of the aerobic demands, the fitness demands that you are required in order to be effective. So I think athletes just treat themselves better. There's more longevity. I think in the case of Lionel Messi, there's also the idea where you've got to build a team. He's not running like he used to, or really has in the past. So you've got to build a team that can cover some spots for him, knowing that he's going to be such a dangerous player moving forward. And the reality is MLS is a fun league to watch. I love how it's chaotic. I love how physical it is. I love how fast it can be. Technical quality, we're not there yet. We're getting there. We're not like the top leagues in Europe. So players like Thomas Mueller, or Son Heung-min at LAFC, or Lionel Messi can come here, and their technical prowess will rise above. I know we're going to close the gap that one day, and that's a eureka moment for MLS.
Yeah.
But those guys were so good with the ball on their feet. They certainly have an edge in this league, and that's why they are so valuable. And that's why you want one of those guys.
Right.
And for some reason, I think San Diego, might be a top club that could pursue someone, even though they have guys like Dreyer and Lozano that certainly fit the bill. Really good technical, all-round players.
Max Bretos from MLS Season Pass joining us here. Just so you fans are aware, the playoffs do begin next Friday, October 24th. Now, the schedule for the first round series best of 3 will come out after this weekend's matches. But being as we're in second place, we're going to be having the home turf advantage there for the first round. Home pitch advantage, I guess, is the better way to put it.
You can call it turf. I like that.
Pitch, yeah.
I think, hey, Chris, we've got to make our own vernacular when it comes to this sport.
Yeah,
we sometimes have to go to a beat of our own drummer. So I like calling it turf. I might use that.
You're welcome to. We've asked a couple other of our guests this, but the playoffs, if you've been going to matches all year and then you're going to go Friday next week for the playoff, what is different about playoff soccer? Is it more, do you take less risks? Because San Diego has been a team that's been kind of built on risk this year.
Well, that's a great question. And the playoffs are unique to a Major League Soccer. And sometimes it's like when these European or South American players come here and go, hey, you better be ready for this. Because every other league outside of Mexico does it the same way. They have a playoff as well. But most of the leagues, whoever finishes on top at the end wins the title, which is a really good, fair way to determine that. But playoffs are just exciting. So the teams that excel there know how to manage it. And certain players are really good at it as well. Last year, for everything that Lionel Messi and Inter Miami did, they got bounced in the first round. So you've got to be ready. Now, the format is a best of 3. So the league is seeds because obviously they want the top teams. And historically, anything happens and you don't get the 2 best teams from the regular season in the MLS Cup, very rarely. So this is a relatively new format, but they believe that a best of 3. So San Diego somehow clips their toe in the first game. They would host it in San Diego. Let's say they're going to play either Austin or Portland. Game 2 would be in Austin or Portland. They would have to win that, but at least they have, a double jeopardy kind of situation. And then game 3 would be back in San Diego. So if it goes the distance, it should favor the home team. But the best way to succeed, I think, is to really secure that first game. Go out, take the pressure off. And the one thing with San Diego is the way they play, very aggressive in big time soccer games. Let's talk about the World Cup. Teams that are very cautious or put all their defenders back, which is not what San Diego does, feel like that's the best way to be successful. Counterattack, find a way to see the other team to make a mistake. But San Diego it goes full fire and tries to make the team make a mistake from the jump, which can be very effective. But if they leave themselves shorthanded, then they could be in trouble. That's a roundabout way to say it. I mean, San Diego's going to be an interesting one. Again, a lot of people aren't giving them a lot of chance, partially because they're a new team, also because of the way they play. It's not a pragmatic way. But I tell you what, it's a sexy way. It's a fun way. It's a high-scoring way. And partially, you want to see them be successful because you want that style to be awarded so that other teams go for it. And San Diego 100% goes for it. I don't know if it helps them in the playoffs, but it'd be great to see if it did.
Well, you know, we have a long history of major sports championships in this town, so I'm joking.
You guys deserve it.
Haven't won anything, so we're hoping that maybe our SDFC guys can pull through for us.
Well, think about that. If that would happen, how they could really inherit the space, because every city wants a winner, and it's a huge responsibility, and it would certainly be a seismic undertaking.
That would certainly be. Hey, Max, thanks so much, man. Appreciate all you guys at Apple TV MLS Season Pass for helping us all year long, talking soccer, and we look forward to the playoffs, sir. Thank you.
That's a wonderful thing to say. Chris, Tony, have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Sure. Max Bretos joining us on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. If you're facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. DavidPShapiroLaw.com.
Okay, Big Dumper has tied the game up in the 8th. There's no outs, 2-2 ball game there. Dodgers, Brewers underway. Shohei Ohtani nearly hit a ball out of the stadium. They're up 1-0, first and third, no outs. Mr. Freddie Freeman up.
Yeah, Dumper's tying home run was a 5-iron, Tony.
Oh,
I mean,
it looked like it touched the roof. Yeah.
Skyscraper, hit it right-handed, leading off the bottom.
Mind you, Rosarena looked like he robbed a homer the inning before
in
that.
The top of the inning, you're
would
right.
have gave an extra run to the Blue Jays there.
Yeah, it was kind of exciting because you could just see everybody in Seattle going, you know, we lose this game.
Yeah.
And this is the last at bat for Cal Raleigh. And he's got to do it here, guys. And then he just hit the homer. People lost it. But it's still a tie game.
Yeah.
2-2.
Yeah,
so,
it only got them back even.
Right, yeah,
you
haven't won the game yet.
Meanwhile, the Brewers look like they're in big trouble.
Man, yeah. Ohtani almost went to Schwarberville there at the top of the right field pavilion. So 1-0 Dodgers, as you said. Couple of quick notes. Guys that are out, you want to get them out of your fantasy lineup. Nakua, Terry McLaurin's been out. Purdy, sorry, Skraby.
Oh, he's out?
He out.
And
wow.
David
I didn't know that.
Njoku for Cleveland. Couple of doubtfuls. Garrett Wilson, sorry, Tony.
He's going to be out.
Brock Bowers, questionable. Kyler Murray, Josh Jacobs. So make the necessary moves there, people. Scraby's, you're coming up next, right?
Sure.
The Chronicles.
Sure.
We'll send you into the weekend, hopefully happy. We'll be back next week.
We'll see.
If you allow us to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have a good weekend, everybody.